What's up, guys? This is your boy Ghost Rider 730, bringing you another one of the podcasts that we have available right now, and it's called Expodience After Dark. Yeah. Today's guys on the panels, we got Mr. 100. If you there, 100,
What's up with y'all? Yeah, man. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, it's your boy 100. You already know. We
Mm-hmm.
got my boy Tuck Master.
Hey everybody, this is your boy DJ Tuckmaster. Let's get this party rolling.
You got it, Tuck. Yo, He-Bot, let them know where they can find you at.
Hey, happy Memorial Day to all the ones that are going to come in and watch, and my brothers on the panel. We're starting on a new endeavor. Expodience After Dark. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're basically back with the usual suspects, some missing warriors and allies, but the show must go on.
Yep, let's do it. Well, guys, today's topic, guys. Oh, man, it was a big one. I've been waiting for this, man, because PlayStation Yoshida-san said that console gaming is niche. Now, we're going to start off with Mr. 100. Definitely could he keep it 100. Mr. 100, what you think about PlayStation talking about console gaming is niche?
Well, if it was so niched, you know what I'm saying? They called on sold 100 million consoles. I think he's saying it's niche on the side of their exclusives. Like, the exclusives don't hit. So, yeah, you got the God of Wars that sold up good, Horizon Zero Dawn. But what about them third-party ones that they get? What about the, they don't go out, they red box them because they don't have no replay value. So that's what, I remember them saying that, I think Sean Layton, the one that be jumping on the stage every year, looking like he didn't, snorted cocaine and woke up with a bunch of hookers. Take his ass to the damn Banana Republic and go get a real suit. He was saying that they gonna have to get into just not having story basically. They're gonna have some multiplayer, some not the leader, not the one and dones, and they're gonna pull back from making all these a bunch of AAA titles, because some of them AAA's like Horizon Zero Dawn, that motherfucker won Horizon Zero dud, and some of these PlayStation warriors will come out here and say, oh, 1 million, 2, 3 million. No, not when you got 100 million consoles. If you do the analytics and the math, you don't have to have a degree from Columbia. You ain't got to have a degree from Harvard. You ain't even got to have a degree from Oxford. It ain't that's not making money, especially all the budget that they have to put in.
So hold on.
All the time.
Honey, I don't mean to cut you off, but right now you're telling me that Horizon Zero Dawn, to all these Sony fanboys out there that's probably going to listen in today or tomorrow, basically, Horizon Zero Dawn was really a dud?
It's a dud. It's a dud in that term. They exclusives should do at least 10 and better.
Oh, I got
If you got 100, yeah, you got 100 million consoles that's out there. That means your consumer ain't buying your game. It's more people that's on Pornhub than playing your game.
Oh.
So, and then also, I think, the dude, Yoshida, whatever they call him, he had another Yoshida. I don't know how many Yoshidas they got. That's probably the Yoshida clan. Let me leave him alone. He might be a triad or somebody. Leave him alone. He might try to take me out. But it don't make no. They say, oh yeah, they want people to buy their games, but people red boxing their games. People renting them from GameFly. Beat them and give it up, or get it, or go trade it in. So there ain't no replay value of it.
Yeah. You're
So
right.
that's why I think he said it's niche, because they're not generating money that Microsoft and Xbox is generating. PlayStation now only did 700,000. You got over 100. Come on, that's a failure.
Yeah, you're right in a sense that Microsoft just started with Game Pass, and 700. The Game Pass numbers, I think what they said, like 7 to 10 million, something like that. 9 million,
like 9. I think it was 9.5 million active users.
And that's
your product been out longer than theirs.
Yeah. So I
They
understand
say
what you mean.
they were saying 9.7 million
Look at
on
that,
Xbox
9.7.
within the last year and a half. Since it's been out.
Um, yeah, honey. So I definitely agree. And look, Heba just said it, 9.7, a year and a half. So it took them almost 10 years. You trying to say? Am I right? Almost 10 years with PS Now for 700,000, and Microsoft just came out with Game Pass and got 9.7 mil. Whoo! That's a big difference. You're right.
So if you're an investor, you think you want to invest in that? If you
Nah.
really you're an investor, you got to think all the money they spent for Guy Kai and online. To me, now it's down the drain.
Yeah, you're right. That's that's crazy out there. For y'all listening in, y'all hear this? This is 100. He's speaking. He's speaking what the facts is, and he's just letting you know. Like he always keep it 100. And if y'all got anything to say, let us know down in the comments section. Cause right now we here and we direct. You already know it's Ex-Bodians Act the Dark, and you know I'm the ghost with the most, and I like to just talk about it. But anyway, Tuck, Master, what it do, my brother from another mother? Let me know on what you think about PlayStation. Yoshida talking about the Sony PlayStation is niche. Basically, console gaming is niche.
You know what? Damn that crap, Ghost Rider. Damn that shit. I'm gonna tell you straight up.
Oh shit.
All these damn PS4 gurus and all that shit. Let me tell you right now. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna speak of what Bone and what he but always have told me. Hey, when you bundle those games into the system, they do not count as sales. You cannot tell these damn PS gurus nothing. They some dumb shit. That's all I got to say about that crap. Because everybody knows when it comes down to it that it don't count as sales when you got them bundled into with the system.
Can you repeat that again, Tuck? Repeat that again, because there's a lot of people out there that they don't catch on to that.
Okay, let me get this straight.
Yeah.
But number one, all you PS4 fags out there, and I mean only you PS4 gurus. I ain't talking about the rest of the just regular crowd. When you bundle a game in with the system, that does not count as sales. Now, Sony, they might count it as sales, but in reality, it is not a sale because the game is free with the system. But you can't get them PS4 gurus in their little minds to understand what the hell we're talking about. We're talking about individual sales when the game first come out and it sells. We ain't talking about bundling the damn game up with the damn system where the game is free. So as far as I'm concerned, no. I mean, I'll put like this. Fuck Machida, okay? That's all it is. Just fuck Machida in his ass, okay? I mean, the way I see it is like this, and now they're going to be throwing this back at us. Oh, we got the single-player experience game. Okay, you got the single-player experience, but what have the single-player experience gave you? A one and done. A one and done. Once you're through with it, you're throwing the damn thing right back in the damn trash, or you're selling to the GameStop and get whatever you want to get out of it. Or, like Bone or like Hebot always say, they are either red boxing the hell out of it. So, damn Sony and they glitching ass. Okay, that's all I got to say about that.
All right. That's you got me laughing here, Tuck, because you crazy.
I mean, y'all don't want, don't get me started, man. I mean, dude, I have to go through guys every day at work. Every day at work. And I'm like, do y'all get the message? No, you don't. So I'm hoping that some of them are hearing this tonight. And I'm hoping that they're hearing it real good. So, that's all I get to say about that in Nashida. So.
Oh, man, Tuck, you crazy, man. You just went in right now. Hebot, I would like to know your thoughts on this, Hebot.
Tuck said Machida. Well, look, there's a couple of factors of why he said what he said. What Tuck's talking about, and what Bone talked about is, you know, the games that generated high sales for PlayStation 4 this generation has really been about four games, which was, I believe, was Horizon, Spider-Man, God of War, and I think it was Uncharted 4, right? But those games that generated those high numbers for them, in the case of, like, let's say God of War, for example, Spider-Man for sure, and even, I mean, even Horizon and Uncharted, and I'll explain why. Those numbers don't really reflect the sales that they have sold in the right way because there have been reasons. One of the reasons is what Tuck just said and what Hundred said earlier. They bundled them into the consoles during the Black Friday, which is the highest selling game or weekend of in games every year, right? So last year, for example, they had talked about the numbers about Spider-Man selling about 3.7 or I think 3.4 million from initial launch, first week, et cetera, et cetera. They really didn't talk about it for a while until Black Friday. On Black Friday, we all know they bundled it in with the Spider-Man bundle with a PlayStation 4. There was the slim version, and that Spider-Man bundle basically was $200, and they had a physical copy of Spider-Man put in each bundle.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why the MPD can count those copies is because they're physical. So since it's a physical copy, you can count it as an object that you can touch, an inanimate object that you can touch. You can go into a GameStop and actually trade it in, or Best Buys for another game or for money and value because it's physical. That is why they count them. But the real story behind that is if it was given out for free in the bundle, because you know they're already selling the console at a loss at 199 with the game in it, they didn't make a profit out of it. It was just to get more copies out there to give the perception that the game sold quite well. And as we all know, Sony themselves announced that that was the highest selling season for them of all time with that bundle, which they sold, I believe, was 5.3 or 5.7 million units in that day of Black Friday. You know, that whole 3 days of the Black Friday sale from that Friday to that Monday, right? Which had the Cyber Monday. Okay, so if that sold that many, that means those 5,000,003 or 5,000,007 copies were the free copies bundled with the console. Okay, they weren't bought individually. Okay, and that's the same thing that happened with God of War. They did something similar the year God of War had came out. Okay, now the difference with Horizon and Uncharted 4 is the reason why those numbers picked up more as time went on was because God of War, or for example, in my case, from my experience, Horizon, we bought Horizon Zero Dawn that year it came out because I believe it came out, I think it was in March, right, or April. And we got it like August, October, I think it was September, and it was only $20 in Best Buys. So what happens is the prices of those games drop drastically in value once they don't start moving off the shelves and they have overstock in places like Best Buys, Target, and GameStop. So when those prices drop, those games gain momentum in sales, right? And that's why you start seeing them move off the shelves and those numbers rack up. And again, because it's a physical copy that you can touch, they can count it on MPDs. That is why they can count it as lifetime sales. And what I believe, they're also counting digital, if I'm not mistaken, with those sales that they announced with games like Uncharted, Spider-Man, you know, and Horizon. I believe they're even counting digital, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the reason why the numbers seem so high. But with that being said, the other part to this question or this situation with Yoshida saying the console market is niche is this is a generation that goes on every time a new generation starts. You know, it's about 5, 6 to 7 years, right? And if you have a generation where you have 5 to 6 years in, or 7, right? Like this one's gonna be, it looks like by the end of this one, it'll be 8, almost 8 by the time we get the new consoles. If you only have 4 games that sell well, 4, right? 4, and you have an install base of 90 million or 93 million consoles supposedly shipped, to this point, meaning they shipped out that many, but sales wise, they're probably 75, 76. If you look based on the numbers they said that they sold, right? Meaning all those other consoles are still in store shelves waiting to be sold, right? It's not really, the ratio just don't add up like Hunter said. It's like a 4 or 3%. It's just a very bad ratio towards each console. So what is the point of selling a console, right? If the game sales, you're only really having 3, maybe 4 games successful within a 7 to 8 year generation. The 360 generation had thousands of, not thousands, but hundreds of games that sold in that 10 and 18 and 15 million mark. Halo and Gears being one of them, right? Just those two alone for Xbox, right? So there is why they're saying that the depreciation, I forget how you pronounce it, the appreciation, right, of console market and sales is coming down. They see the numbers. The data is not the same. It's each year for year, they grow in sales, but they still don't match up with previous years, going all the way back to, let's say, the Sega Genesis and the Sega Super NES, or even the Nintendo, right? In the Nintendo era, that everything was selling drastically more. It's like when you go to the movies. I was just having this conversation with my sons. Everybody's talking about how Endgame is going to kill Avatar in sales, possibly, right? And what I keep saying is, technically, it's not true because there's 2 big factors. One, there weren't as many theaters back then when Avatar was out 10 or 11 years ago. 2, the movie theater tickets were not as high as they are now. So that means in order for them to hit those numbers,
nowadays.
right? So in order for them to hit that number, they had to sell more tickets back then. They don't match up based off, inflation, right? And 100 knows what I'm talking about. Right? 100 could back me up on this. So that's the second factor. Now the third factor is, and the most important one, but really, if you really look at it, it doesn't account. It doesn't really necessarily address us because we're console gamers, and I feel console gamers are the real hardcore gamers. They look at the numbers based off all the shit they see on PC with mobile and tablets, basically mobile gaming, because way more people are on PC and mobile because everybody has a phone because they have to have it for emergencies. It's just part of our social life. It's too convenient for people not to have one. That's number one. And PCs are everywhere. They're in schools. They're at work. They're in lounges, when people go work out. They're in children's hospitals. They're everywhere. So whenever they have these, people play games on those things, like the PC and like the phone and the tablet, because it's more accessible, easier to do than bringing your console with you to plug it in somewhere with the wires and your games. Okay, and that's what they talked about in that article. That is why Yoshida was saying that the console market is becoming niche every year, more niche. And that is the absolute truth. It's those 3 de factos that he's addressing and talking about in that article. Now, it's all common sense, really, but for a lot of people in our community, especially since they're very young and naive and really don't like to do research and study or read and do their homework, that's why they say the ignorant and dumb things like, oh, you're stupid, you guys are retards, you don't know what you're talking about, whatever. And that is the reason for it. But if you just read the actual article and looked into it and listened to what he was saying with the information, you would understand clear as day what is he talking about, what is addressing. And that's why he's saying it's niche. And he's absolutely right, because now with the accessibility of having more games on the go like Game Pass, or something like what Google's trying to do with Stadia, which is going to have thousands of games inside a service where you just load in and log in either on your phone, your tablet, or when you go to somebody's house or your auntie's house to visit, or your grandma or something like that. For example, you don't have to bring your library with you, your console. You sign in and it's there. It's going to grow basically because of accessibility, ease of access, and pricing. Shit, they're giving you the Game Pass for $1 for a month, or they give you 3 months for $3. Like, it's ridiculous, the prices on these services, and they're going to go up even more. People, trust me,
This is what's going to happen. Not because they're trying to kill the physical console market, because they're trying to make it accessible for everybody, so more people will be playing games on the go wherever they are, how they want, with the ease and access and comfortability that they want to choose. And that's really what's going down.
Yeah, what's going down is they just put it this way, guys. Man, I see it like since he's saying it's niche, in my opinion, I feel like he kind of slapped his own fanboys in the face. He kind of gave them in Spanish a papao. You know, for all these guys that fanboy hit us up on Twitter, talk smack. You know, they tried to say Phil Spencer wasn't for the console war, but it looked like Yoshida said, "Shut the fuck up." And you know, like it's sad though to me because the way he said it was like niche, and you got people with like 3, 4, 5 PlayStations. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
supported that console.
Yeah,
I
that
feel
bought
like,
multiple.
bought multiple consoles, and I feel like he kind of just shitted on his own people, bro. Like, and that's
Well,
the sad thing.
a guy from what was that Sony? Okay, was that PlayStation Japan, right? He
Right.
said, I believe about 6 months back. Don't nobody want to quote me on it. I don't care. I don't get it. I drink a lot. Uh, um, he came out and said that they need to change the game. He said, "What we do, we need to go do what the West is doing with our games. We need to start doing that." He came out. He's the president. He's like Sean Layton.
Yeah, he's. I know. We lost contact with Hunnit right now. You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, Hunnit.
He sounded like he cut out.
Yeah, he cut out. But I understand where Hunnit's coming from, and yeah, something happened. He's probably gonna hop back in. But until then, guys, I'm gonna keep going. Like, yo, I feel like this. They seen that Microsoft was looking at the bigger picture. Console gaming is console gaming. You understand? You're gonna get sales out of that. But I think Microsoft, with their service and everything, and what Microsoft's plan of doing is getting all their games on multiple devices, I feel like it made a big impact. They trying to reach 2 billion gamers. You know how much money is that? Plus with Game Pass, they're giving it out for $1 now. But all of that's gonna add up. And I feel like right now, that's a major. How can I explain it? Like that's
It's
a major,
a major newcomer.
Yes.
It's a major newcomer.
And I feel like Sony, like, look, I know it's niche for the PlayStation dudes, but we're gonna have to try to ride with Microsoft to get a piece of that pie, or to get our foot in there to make more money.
Well,
Ghost,
what you're stating or what you're pointing out,
Mhm.
you're being honest, but you're making sense because it's true. The PlayStation fan base is actually hurt by this statement, and they're acting like like controlled chaos amongst themselves because they're just upset because they're the ones that have been saying, "Oh yeah, console sales," because Sony has said how much they sold this entire generation, but they failed to remember that with that being said, they also said the same guys like Andrew House and Yoshida and Sean Layden, they also said, man, we don't really know why our console's selling.
Yeah.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
They said statements like that as well. So they've been holding on all this generation to, we sold more consoles, we dominated Xbox, we destroyed it. When Phil Spencer said a while back that console sales and game sales, especially like single player stuff, really weren't as dominant as they used to be because everything's changing.
Yeah.
And then they took it like he's trying to say that campaign games or story-driven games are no good, that they're a joke, that nobody wants them. That's never what he said, but that's how they misconstrued it.
They always blowing it out of proportion.
Right, blew it out of proportion and changed it all up. Even though he just came out of, 17 million sold for Halo 5, based off the install base and the people that were actively playing.
No. Say that was because they're gonna say you're lying, man.
Which he was saying that around the time where Halo 5 had just hit like 17 or 15 million people, or copies sold. Remembering that we didn't have Game Pass at that point, and Halo, we all know, is a single player campaign as well as co-op. it's a story-driven game. You know what I'm saying? So and so how was he going to say that with those kind of numbers if he's trying to say that single-player story games don't mean anything? That's not what he meant. He was being realistically, like 100 said earlier. Maybe Uncharted will sell those numbers. Maybe God of War will sell those numbers. Maybe Gears will sell those numbers. Maybe Halo will sell those numbers. But when it comes to all other games that are narrative driven, unless it's something from Rockstar.
I got a perfect thing for you, Heba. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell you like this. I remember back then. Correct me in the comment section, guys, if I'm right or wrong. Let me know this because I remember back then. I think it was Yoshida that said, out of 10 exclusives, only 2 would sell. So like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like making exclusive games was like
that's the point I'm getting to. Exactly.
And I remember that when Yoshida said that. I remember a lot of things. I remember shooters. Yoshida and them said that why have shooters and all that, but then they go to get the map rights and all that for Call of Duty. You understand me?
Right. Like they were important, but yet their actions spoke differently. Absolutely. So anyway,
to the grass. Go ahead. Do what you got to do.
No, to finish with my statement so you could keep talking. Exactly what you just said. That's what I was alluding to or getting to. That if only 2 of those games sell well, and you could have 50 campaign games that sell like shit. Perfect example, games like Shadows of the Dam sold 27,000 copies. Bayonetta sold 87,000 copies. Games like Lollipop Chainsaw sold 16 million copies. You know, really bad numbers, let's say, right, as an example. And I could be off in the numbers. I'm just giving you an example because I believe some of those are real or are correct. It's just I can't remember. That proves that, yes, he's right. Those single-player experiences do not sell the way they used to. Because now it's about that immersion multiplayer stuff like Fortnite and Apex and even Titanfall to a certain extent, PUBG, games like that are the ones that are doing, or Overwatch, that are doing those quadrillion types of numbers on a daily. You know what I'm saying?
Overwatch,
and they don't even have story-driven, components. So that's what I was trying to say. So that's what he tried to mean, but then they skewed it all off. But when he said that, they crucified him, saying, "Oh, he don't care about gaming, he don't care about Xbox," and he's just saying that because Xbox consoles are not selling as much as PS4. And now we see that this is the same narrative and that Sony internally has been seeing themselves, even though they've been selling better consoles than Xbox. Because it's there, the data's there. It's not the same thing. It's not just sell a console and not sell any games. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
That's what I was trying to say to the point that you brought up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all right.
Hey, I'm gonna give you.
Hold on 1 second, Chuck.
Okay.
1 second. We got All In right now. He just popped in. I just see him right now. You know what I mean? Maybe he want to shine in on Sony calling their console gaming niche, you know.
Sega Forever's here too.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's Sega Forever. That's why I was like, All In.
Sorry, I changed my channel name. Yeah, sorry.
Hey, don't worry about it, my brother. You one of us.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I was sorry I'm a little bit late to I was trying to plug in, but I forgot that I had to use Google Hangout on the Chrome. It wasn't working on the other one, so I usually use internet. But
no worries.
Yeah, I'm coming in kind of late, trying to catch up with what you guys are talking about. So you guys are talking about the comments that Yoshida made earlier.
Yeah, that Yoshida made about niche, console gaming is niche, but it's like, to me, to Ghost, my honest opinion, I felt like he slapped his fan base in the face. You know what I mean? He kind of gave a little pop out to the Sony fanboys and Twitter and all that, the hype people. They just write and try to disrespect people all the time on things that we like. You understand? Like,
oh yeah, I get it. Yeah.
But I would like to know definitely on what's your opinion on this. Like, go ahead.
Like, I think we talked about this quite a bit, like in the various podcasts that we've done. I know I've done videos about this kind of off topic wise. The problem that I think I have with a lot of people, as far as this is concerned, about the niche thing, I think Heba was alluding to it a little bit. We talked about it as far as Phil Spencer. I know he had mentioned Phil Spencer. I think Phil Spencer was trying to say that in a roundabout kind of way because he couldn't come out and just tell people the situation as far as coming directly and saying what gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, the direction. But I think we kind of knew this. Like for example, Ghostman. I know you're like me. We're huge Call of Duty guys.
Yes.
And then Call of Duty came out with a game. I forget which one it was, but they didn't even put a story mode in there.
Oh, you mean Black Ops 4 right now?
Yeah, was it Black Ops 4?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Black Ops 4. It's not really a story. I'm gonna let you get this right now, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna explain Black Ops 4. It's like it's not really a
Like
story
Titanfall.
mode. It's just like you get little bits and pieces about your characters, and
Right.
that's like the story right there. But I understand what Sega Forever saying right now. Like I'm used to having a story mode with it and my campaign and basically having my multiplayer. But since they didn't do that this time, it felt kind of a little awkward. I can't lie.
Yeah, so like for me, like I feel bad because like I don't even know because I just usually play the multiplayer, right? So I mean, there was little things like that's been going on for the last 10, even longer than that, man, 20 years. I mean, we Dreamcast guys. So when a console as good as Dreamcast, would had really great games and had people developing the games, Sega had all their studios in place. When they shut down, I mean, that was kind of like the writing was on the wall. Of course, like me and Hebos talked about this. It's easy for us to kind of look back now, right? The only way I talk about it specifically is because we experienced it personally. You know, like Sega shuttered all their studios and stuff like that. And even if you look back in the PlayStation 2, kind of going to the PlayStation 3 era, Sony started doing that too with their studios. Like, you know, you have these games where people were saying these games are like critics would praise the games, and then all the fans, like Sony fans do now, they're like, well, these games are amazing. But then now you see what happens. I mean, people can say whatever they want to say. People can make videos on YouTube. People can talk about numbers of console sales, but are you guys buying the games? And more importantly, are you guys playing those games? And I think this pretty much is him just confirming what we all knew all this time, kind of what Phil Spencer definitely knew and why he's pushing Xbox into a certain direction now, you know, like with the One X and with the S. You know, you kind of see like that stuff he talked about in interviews. In 2015, he started talking about this stuff, man. In fact, shout out to Showstopper, man. Showstopper was I remember when he was on BGST. I know we're not supposed to mention that name, but when he was BGST, and he kind of got, ostracized by people in our groups.
Yeah.
Because of what he talked about. He talked about, like, the ecosystem. I know he's the first person I heard say it.
I'm going to be honest with you. Showstopper, shout outs to you, my brother. I remember you was the first one talking about basically the Xbox One is all in one. It's going to go down the PC route, kind of. And look, the Xbox X right there is kind of like a PC.
Right.
Oh, he said that, and you're right. He did also say a couple of things. A lot of people don't give him shout outs and keep it real, but yeah, give him credit. But a lot of stuff we say too go down, but we never get no credit. But that's neither here nor there. Right. At the end of the day, man, we always give out props to people, man. And Showstop is one of them, man. I enjoyed his content. I wish he would do more, but I know he works a lot. But anyway, man, let's get back to what we was talking about. Go ahead, Olin. Showstopper did say that. Keep it real. You're right.
Yeah, and like I said, and I think that's the bad thing about look, I don't want to bash our own side, but there's some people that need to make some apology videos out there in our community. I don't care about the Sony side. I don't even follow the Sony guys. The only time I deal with them is when they come on our side.
Yeah.
That's why it's been quiet, right? Because like Microsoft literally just like changed the game with all this stuff. Little by little, they've been changing it. Like you guys have a 980p console, you don't have a 1080p console. So Microsoft gives you the S and then the X. Right? You guys don't have any indie games. That was a big thing in the beginning of this console.
You remember that? Whew.
Yeah. Now they have they're always at PAX. They're always putting, dude, you know how many of these indie games are being released and then they get Game Pass, right? Everything that people were saying that Microsoft needs to improve, they've done.
But can I ask you this question, Satan?
Oh, no. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up? Yeah, I had a business call. That's why I got kicked off because I'm on my phone. This is the craziest thing. Remember, at the beginning of the generation, Sony was showing all the indies and all this other stuff, right?
Right.
Now, Microsoft embraces the indies. Microsoft has an indie spotlight.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They have where you can go when you do buy something. They have what's that? Xbox ID, where you can go, get the game for a cheaper price and play it. Like We Happy Few was with one.
That's right.
Microsoft
like the preview program. You mean the preview program?
No, it's inside. It's inside ID. So that's for
ID
like indie developers.
Yeah.
And they do that. But why Microsoft ain't getting no credit for that? for helping other smaller developers becoming bigger.
They're
To
not
me, that's boosting the industry.
because
You
because
showcasing your game,
the
because
media.
Sony didn't do it first. That's why.
and
It's all
then
about
you
the
go
media,
in
man.
and,
It's
and
all
they
about
put
the
it in
media.
and they put it in game and they put some games come straight to Game Pass.
Yeah, go
And
straight to Game
people figure like
Pass.
I'm in Game Pass. That means that more people gonna touch that game and like, oh man, that game finna come out again. I'm finna buy that game.
And you know what the scary thing is about ID at Xbox is you would think that like some companies, and I'll look, Sony kind of did this, man. They kind of used it to their advantage, but they didn't really care about the developers on that level. And then Microsoft went in there. Not only did they look, they were getting a lot of heat for it and a lot of hate, and they went in there because that's what people was telling them. That's one thing I can't stand about Microsoft sometimes, man. They just need to stay just focus on they do what they need to do. Stop listening to all these people because they're all full of it, right? But then they did. They went in and they did the idea of the Xbox game. They threw the support behind them, but they just didn't forget about these guys. And now the indie games that you're having is on par or quality to the double A games that we was getting a generation ago. That's what amazes me. I just played I can't think. I think it's called Far Away, Move Away. And if you go play that game, dude, I mean it's a little bit on the kiddish side, but as far as the graphics, the storytelling, the gameplay, it reminds me of like all those old Sega games we used to play, those first person RPGs.
Mm.
But then but nobody gives them credit for that kind of stuff, dude. It's just not them putting stuff just to fill. It's not filler, man. It's not filler at all, dude. They're actually helping these people, and then on top of that, they even go through the process of helping these guys put their titles on there if they really want to, helping them get all their stuff enhanced. So you have an X, man. You're getting the best quality of that game. It's just not something that you're just throwing in there to shut critics up or just to, it's to appease the fans, but it's also to help these developers, man. Because like I said, they see where the industry is going, man, and they know that content needs to be there.
And second, you're right. Like it's a game that I love to death from right now, and it shocked the hell out of me when it was an indie game. It's called The Valley. Is it really hard to play? No, but you can see the power that they put in. Like
Yeah.
that's an indie, and an indie can look like this. The game is beautiful.
Well, that's why I can't stand
Even
these dudes, man. All these guys that complain about
what's that?
narrative.
Absurd. That's an indie game. That game looks
Yeah,
beautiful,
that
and
game's
that game is not really that hard to play. But it's what I'd rather pay that than pay $60 for Journey. I'm not paying $60 for Journey. I'd rather go put 15 to
Right,
30 bucks on that and get the
right.
same experience, probably even better.
Yeah, 100. Remember that the indie games, and sorry to cut you off, the indie space, when it was on the 360 and PS3, they had a limitation of even space and data. That's why the games couldn't be as big, and they still created a lot of awesome indie games, from Castle Crashers to Braid to
Castle Crashers is
Comic
awesome.
Jumper. You know what I'm saying? They really did really good fucking games in the indie space last generation. But now it's an unlimited space. They use Unity, so they can make these games look like AAA games, even though they have an indie studio and an indie budget. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason. But that's why what you're saying is true. How these games look really beautiful, and they don't even feel like indie game. Hellblade is one of the examples.
Yeah.
Only 23 people worked on Hellblade. Shit, they bought cameras from Home Depot and set up to do the mocap for their fucking game.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
You know what I mean?
Yo, yo, bot. I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of people ain't gonna respect that. When it was PlayStation only, when that company, when Ninja Theory made that game for PlayStation, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But the 23 people that made that game was sick. They was loving that, the PlayStation fanboys. When we
Yeah.
got it now and it's ours, like
Yeah,
basically
it's nothing now. Yeah.
multi-plat,
No,
it's
not.
nothing. And remember that game, I think, won a lot of awards too, bro. For a
No, it's.
small indie company, it won a lot of awards, man.
And it deserves it. It
Yeah,
deserves it.
yeah, that's just
Because it just shows you that as long as you have talent, it don't even matter what kind of budget you have, and it doesn't even matter what kind of company you're under. If you have the talent, if you have the will, the determination, and you love what you're doing, it just shows you what you can create and what you can accomplish, which proves that Ninja Theory has been a force to be reckoned with since the OG Xbox era, where they first was introduced and first got their first opportunity with a game called Kung Fu Chaos, which a lot of people swear up and down that they were owned by Sony, that Sony gave them the opportunity, yet they never played Heavenly Sword which was an exclusive, yet they never played Enslave, which was a multiplat and a fantastic game at that, and even the new reboot of DMC, which was fantastic, even though it was very different in tone than the original Devil May Cry. Okay, so that proves to you that Ninja Theory is a force to be reckoned with. They have a lot of talent, and now with the backing, the manpower, the studio that Microsoft has provided, you're going to really see what they can do even more, and it's going to be even further cemented, if you will, right? And that's why as soon as they got bought by Microsoft, people, they're sellouts. No, they're not sellouts, because Microsoft gave them their first break on OG Xbox. And I'm saying that again for those who listen in that didn't know
But
this.
he bought.
For the
How are they
first time. Yeah, go ahead.
sellouts? How are they sellouts?
Because they went
they
to play,
want to
they brought the,
because they want to they want to make some. You know what I'm saying? They want to make the games. See, a lot of people didn't watch that letter to the fans.
Yeah, the documentary.
With that, and they was explaining like, we made Heavenly Sword. Why we make Heavenly Sword too? Because we don't own this shit. Like we wasn't.
And Sony doesn't want to let us get the IP. Yep.
So it's like we couldn't make some of these games. But he said when Microsoft came, Microsoft said, "Hey, y'all still can do what y'all want to do." You know, they did the motion caps. Now, Microsoft used to go. Microsoft don't have a motion capture studio, just like Sony has motion capture for.
That's right.
They got a movie studio.
That's right.
So now, since they know how to do that, let's share all our technology together. Because you see, we all a big family now.
Yeah.
So we don't got to go through Blur. People don't understand. Halo 5, that's $1 million a cutscene.
Yes, that was $1 million cutscene. That's right.
That's why you didn't see a whole lot of in Halo Wars 2, because Microsoft knew who was going to buy Halo Wars 2, something like me or something like that. They weren't expecting to do the regular Halo numbers.
Yeah.
So they told Blur they cut it out, and then the way they did it was they did it pretty good, like make it like a story, like like a story cutout.
Yeah.
To save money.
Yeah.
To save money. See, that's how you become a $1 trillion company, and then just throw just because you have it, you just throw shit out.
Yeah.
I want to just chime in. Hunted, I agree with you. I feel like Microsoft, in my honest opinion, I think they give more leeway to their studios, and I think they're giving them like more time with the game to make it better. And I just wanted to read off the comment section. Right now we got some comments, guys, and I'm just gonna read them out quick. We got Mr. Kima. He says Sony investors were leaving if they didn't follow Microsoft and Google streaming.
I agree.
I do agree.
I agree. I do agree that.
The guy, Other Zinc, said that was 16. That's for he bought a little earlier. He said, Other Zinc, that was 16 million players within 6 months of release of Halo 5.
Yes.
A lot of people don't believe that. But they get hyped with and charged.
That was before Game Pass, so they can't say, because it was through Game Pass. No, they actually had to buy the game.
But you know they're going to say we damage controlling on that one, He-Bot. You already know. But Other Zinc said also, Uncharted 4 and God of War never came close to those numbers.
Right.
Now you done open up a can of worms because these Sony's going to come out the woo works on your ass. Wow, that one.
Yes, I'm looking at the numbers right now. They already got 1,910 people playing Halo right now online.
Still to this day, right?
How many? Regular Halo?
Yesterday, there was like over 2,500 people playing online yesterday.
Yeah, you mean Halo 5, right?
Halo 5.
Yeah, so, and remember, Tuck, real quick to chime in and add to what you're just saying. This was the Halo that was most hated with the most negativity, and it still produced those type of numbers.
I mean,
what I'm saying?
I know there's got to be way more people than 1,000 people playing Halo 5. He probably means one of the old Halos. There's a lot of people still playing Gears.
Now I'm talking about Halo 5 Guardians.
Or Guardians? Well, it should be more. But Other things said, he said, Sony games last 1 week, and that's true.
And that's it.
That boy, Other Zinc, better watch it. Them ponies gonna come for that boy.
Hey, you know what? Another thing too, I bet the investors told their ass straight up.
All right, we got
get involved with EA Access too.
Yep. Rain Star 5'8". He said Crackdown 3 multiplayer is Ghost Town. he said one and dead Microsoft exclusive. Now other Zing answered him with Days Gone is dead. Oh snap! They going at it.
Yeah,
Mr.
hey,
Rohan, that's the local Nintendo
Ron
guy.
Star
hey,
is a
Ghost Rider.
Nintendo guy, and he's always defending Sony. Like, I don't understand that.
Mhm.
Hold
Hey,
on,
did
is that the
y'all,
guy
hey, did y'all hear what I said?
He has identity crisis.
Is
Hey,
that the
I
guy that went on the
guarantee you.
channel?
Hey, I guarantee you that the investors told them straight up that you better get EA access too.
Well, I mean, it's
No,
funny.
but see, their version of EA Access is not the version that we have. We can have
Right,
really kind of
right.
like the
It's very,
ultimate
it's,
But
version.
but
it's
They don't have no
that's not
backwards
what I'm saying,
compatibility
Bone. That's not
games.
what I'm saying, Bone. As long as they getting it.
Guys on the panel.
They don't care. I just think the exclusivity came up from Microsoft, and EA looking to make some money. EA,
yeah.
you forgot EA EA some dogs.
So
That's it.
Rainstar is that guy you went on his channel, he but
Oh,
Nuh-uh.
no. That's video
Mm-mm.
game number.
That's another clown.
Yeah, that's somebody else.
No,
Oh, he
no,
just
but
he just likes
Microsoft.
Nintendo, but he's always defending
Mhm.
PlayStation.
I used to do another podcast with
hey
some other guys,
Rainstar,
and that's when I met
Rainstar.
him.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Rainstar, and I'm gonna be honest. Nintendo's good, man, but bro, when you gonna get out of Mario, man? Gonna get away from Mario, bro? Like, come
So
on,
wait,
bro. When you gonna play some realistic games?
what's this guy's name? What's this guy's name?
Rainstar
You know,
58.
Rohan
Yeah,
Sparks.
Come
Rainstar.
I've been
on,
around. I've been
Yeah,
knowing him for
Rainstar. Do
years.
you like Nintendo, right? You're gonna like them even more when Microsoft get done with them. Trust me on that. You're gonna like them even more when Microsoft get done with them.
Oh,
Especially
man.
if they,
That's
especially
the
if they
truth.
do a game streaming as well. Oof.
The fact
No,
that
Yeah,
you
like
but see,
might get
thing about it with
infrastructure for your
Nintendo is,
internet, yeah, it's
yeah,
gonna be
but
good.
see, thing about what Nintendo is, Nintendo's really for the hand. They got that handheld. They got their spot in the market.
Oh yeah,
Exactly. I ain't
yeah.
gonna lie.
Because I don't call the Switch no damn. People want to call it a hybrid console. No, that shit is a handheld. My
Yep.
shit would never go. My shit don't go in the dock at all. Never. I didn't gave away dock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm
the
not
thing is,
putting that thing in no
the thing
dock.
is, when
But
the thing
it's
is,
cool. It's the game like I play in Zelda. It's kind of hard for me to play Paladins on there. I don't feel like I need to buy an $80 controller so I can play the damn game in handheld mode.
Right.
But Nintendo already came and Microsoft supposed to help them with their online service. But people don't know understand the word help. Not do it, help them. So you need some help. You know what I'm saying? We will help you try to make your infrastructure, aka not like Sony. You already know what Sony did. Sony didn't put up that white flag because they was acting like a bunch of fags. So they can't do nothing. They only let Mark Sony out once every
when,
6 months.
when
See the sun.
Nintendo need help with their internet structure, I mean their internet structure is lousy.
Oh,
Well,
I mean,
see, think about it is
well,
no, but think about it.
it's almost
Nintendo don't.
non-existent. It's almost
Yeah, but see,
non-existent.
the Nintendo players, it's like they don't really commute. Like they. I get people say, "Well, I go use another service." You know what I'm saying? But I'm not, I don't want to use no. What's that other thing that people like
100,
to
you
go on?
got
That other little
100,
social media service.
but
They like
100,
to go.
100.
I
Let's
want to go
keep
on
it
that
real,
shit.
real quick. 100 to add to what you're saying as well. Real quick. Let's keep it 100. The biggest reason why Nintendo always, acquires numbers is because of the kids. All them kids that bought that DS, the 3DS, the DS Lite, they migrated to Switch because that's their new handheld.
No,
And
they
then you
ain't the
could expand.
kids. It's not the kids. It's the
Oh,
grown ass. It's the grown ass kids that been
a
playing
big ass
playing
part of their
playing
audience
Nintendo and Super
are the
Nintendo. They don't
kids.
want to grow up,
I know
and they
that, but
got a job now.
that's another part of it. But that's another
yo,
reason why they do
you ain't
those
know the
numbers.
slogan?
Because
I don't
kids be
want to
playing
grow
like
up
crazy.
because if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
The
They
kids, the
still
kids
like
that
that,
play,
bro.
the
They still
grown-ups that
like
play in
it.
there that are our age, they're just like either weirdos or they just don't want to grow up. You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
look, it is what it is, guys. No matter if we preach to them and say, when is Mario gonna, or when is this and that, they still gonna say Nintendo's better, even though they delusional.
Well, because
Nintendo,
they
you
think
gotta
they
understand this too. Nintendo's in their next generation already. This
yeah,
console
yeah.
is a step ahead of the. You know what's crazy? All right, guys. The console's anemic. I'm saying it's anemic in the sense that it's like a
Oh,
handheld, but
what's her name?
it's a next gen console. Right now, the Xbox X and the PlayStation 4 Pro, it's not even a newer generation. Right now, they in their new generation.
Right,
So,
910.
and when they come out, it's always mid-gen when they come out with their console. So that's gonna sell regardless. You never noticed that pattern?
Well, they had to
They
rush
don't
the
come out day and
generation.
date. They
They
don't
had
come
to
out
rush.
day and date.
They had to rush this generation because the Wii wasn't selling for them. It sold 12 million in the 5 years or 4 years that it was out.
And that's bad.
And even then, they had games like Mario Kart that sold 10 million because the kids, the girls, the hardcore, the weirdos, they all buy that shit. That's the reason why.
You know what helped them too? Like, oh man, I just gotta be honest. Like
Ricky.
Nintendo's like more for like the kids, bro. That's why it sells a lot. And the grown-ups, yeah, they buy it. They buy a lot of that, but it has like I went to a certain store, like I go to gaming stores and I look at the Nintendo section. It doesn't have too much games, bro.
No,
Like,
they haven't had it
doesn't.
exclusive since
But,
Zelda, I believe, or
yeah,
Xenoblade.
yeah, it sells because they don't have none. When you starve somebody and you get somebody a piece of shit, or excuse my French, you give them a mahong, or you give them, a salad that's nasty or something, they're gonna eat that,
They're
and it's
gonna
gonna
love it, right?
sell. They're gonna love it. It's like
Well, right now it's the retro console because all they're getting is old ass
They're getting
arcade
port. That's the
games.
port system.
Oh, yeah,
Port
old ass
I mean,
Xbox
Mortal
Live
Kombat.
games.
They got Mortal Kombat. Yeah, you get
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know, you get some of them. They trying to open up to try to get somebody like an adult to come play. You know what I'm saying? Mortal Kombat. But my thing is, this is the difference between all three companies. Nintendo games don't go on sale.
No.
No, I got Xenoblade in that. I got Xenoblade. That shit cost me $60.
Yep, and it
You ain't
feels
getting
like
on no sales.
and it feels like an expansion.
And I got it
pack
hard
to the
copy.
first one that was on Wii. Yeah.
Well, I'll
You get
play this.
Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers.
When you get Nintendo, you talking an expensive hobby.
Mhm.
Okay, that's basically all it is. To you talking about expensive hobby.
But they're just set on their own
Let's
mind.
put it like this, y'all. Let's put it like this.
Traditional mindset. That's
They really don't have that many good third party games. I mean, they really just basically just stay where they're at. I mean, and it sells. It sells. I mean, that's all it is to it. I mean, I just give
all right,
it
guys. I'm gonna just
it
answer
just
this.
sells.
I'm gonna answer Rainstar Tuck. I do not mean to. He says Ryan Starr. He says you guys are hypocrites by playing Super Lucky Tales, Disneyland Adventure, Disney Rush, Zoo Tycoon, and Sea of Z's. Stop being a hypocrite. Excuse me, bro.
Can I answer that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I answer that?
Let me just
When
tell
you're
you
done.
one
Yeah,
thing,
when
and we
you're
all shoot him down because it's like we got to execute a Nintendo dude. Excuse me, bro. I'm a different type of gamer. I don't play Zoo Tycoon. I don't like Disneyland. I don't play Disney Rush. I played a little bit of Sea of Thieves. I'm not gonna say Z's, but that's not my really cup of tea like that. So that's not for me. You taking shots at maybe some regular Xbox dudes or whoever, because that's not me.
No. He's taking shots at me because I've said I played them and they're good games, which I have. They are good
Well,
games.
they are good games.
But the difference is I played Rise, Quantum Break, Recore, Halo, Gears, which are all adult themes, and Forza. So I have adult games, so I can make the effort and play those other games as well and enjoy them for what they are.
Hey,
you
Hebot.
you don't have those
You
games.
just kill. You just kill him. This is how you kill him. I play Super Lucky's Tales. I ain't buy the shit because it's in Game Pass.
Yeah, that's true too. Plus,
So,
it was $30. It wasn't.
You know what I'm saying?
$60.
And they didn't charge you a full price. What about
Plus,
that
it's
shit
the
called
first
Net that
game.
was whack?
Plus, it's
You know
the
what I'm
first
saying?
game. The first game in the series. It's not the 54th Mario game.
Yeah,
See what
Recore.
I'm
I
saying?
like the Recore because Recore reminds you of a.
Not Recore. Not Recore. I beat it.
Yeah,
I
and
gotta-
people sitting there talking shit about
Ghost,
Recore.
Ghost Rider.
I'm out. Recore was dog shit. Your life is dog shit. To tell you the truth.
Go ahead, forever. You wanted to say
forever
something.
get him. Forever get his ass. 'Cause
No. Look, Ryan Star, man. I'll just show you this real quickly, man. Super Lucky's Tale is a platformer, man. A lot of us on here, a lot of the guys that you're talking to right here, we grew up with that stuff. So there's no hate for me on the Nintendo side. What you gotta look at, man, you gotta look. Don't make the same mistake that Sony people do, right? Don't look at what we have or what we don't have. Look at what you have or you don't have. What Nintendo's doing with their own ecosystem, bro. That's what you need to look at, right? Because I'm pretty sure, like myself, I'll put this out there really quickly. One of my favorite Nintendo games is Animal Crossing. Now, Animal Crossing is going to come out later on this year. Supposed to come out later this year. Why it's not out already, I have no idea. But as soon as that game comes out, man, I played that with my daughter. As soon as that game comes out, I'm going to go buy a Switch.
That's
I
right.
will go buy a Switch to get that game.
Sure
Now
can.
imagine this. Now imagine this, Ryan Star dude. Now imagine. I'm not saying that this is going to happen. Look, I'm not going to blow this up more than what it is because I don't want no E3 atmosphere on this podcast, right? Where everybody gets excited about crap and it doesn't happen, then it's the end of the world, right? I'll just tell it to you like this, really quickly. Okay. What about the possibilities of having an infrastructure for internet, cloud-based that Microsoft can help Nintendo with, where you can play Animal Crossing, not with just locally, like with me and my daughter just playing, which we still get disconnected when we play on my own Wi-Fi.
Yeah, your own
Now
Wi-Fi.
imagine if you can take that and increase that by 1,000-fold, where you're doing it off of the cloud with all the Nintendo people, man. Because there's a lot of
That's
Nintendo
right.
fans out there, dude. And the problem I have with Nintendo is that the connectivity is not there. Right,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, man. I don't buy the BS about the kid thing, because they know that their market is more than just kids. Yes, it's the go-to console. I've been to GameStop a number of times where parents come in, they're like, "Oh, what's the latest Nintendo console?"
Yeah,
Parents
yeah.
aren't interested in the kid. They just want to make sure the kid's not playing anything that has, nudity or swearing or crap like that. But just think of it this way. I'm not saying Microsoft is. Now, I made a joke about this on Twitter. I was just a joke that Microsoft. The reason why Microsoft not talking about Nintendo because they bought them. That was just a joke. Now, what I'm saying is, just imagine what Nintendo can do with Microsoft's help. Because all of us on this panel, we know we have X's. We know the power of 4K. We know the power of 4K with HDR. We know the power of wide color gamut in the games. We also know the power of that infrastructure and what it gives us and how it helps the gamers and the developers, how they get excited. And when they get excited, they put even more into it. And so we're experiencing that firsthand. So
Actually,
just think about that. Just think about that and what that can do for Nintendo. Not what Microsoft will do for not Microsoft, what they want Nintendo to do, but what Nintendo themselves want to do using that type of technology. That's the way you should look at it.
I ain't even gonna lie. Take it forever. You just hit the nail in the coffin. I ain't gonna lie, man. I do like Nintendo, bro. I grew up with Nintendo. You understand?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
can't lie. Platforming games and all that. Yeah, I grew up with those kind of games. Like I do love them. I can't lie. But I'm just saying, it's right now. It's not really for me like that. Like I'm into a lot of different games. Like right now, you playing Mortal Kombat, but are you really playing it like in 4K? Are you enjoying the greatness on the X? Are you enjoying the greatness on the PlayStation? No, you playing a downgraded Mortal Kombat, bro. Like, tell your company to step it up and get with the big boys. You understand? I understand it might sell, but don't you want a party chat, really? Don't you want to do a lot of things that our console offers and what PlayStation offers?
Folks,
Like, that guy got to get out of that little box. Like we outside the box. They still trapped in the box.
well, they're about to get a big third-party exclusive, right?
I mean,
That nobody else is going to get, which is
they don't have. Like, and it's sad. Like,
well, check it. They're about to get a big third-party exclusive, which is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, right? Which
Oh, are they?
it's
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it's exclusive.
Oh,
It's
wow.
going to be a 4-player co-op. How are you going to play that 4 players online if you don't have the structure, or you can't chat with your friends? Also, how do you think? How are you going to say that you can even condone the fact that when you look at the game and the graphics that it has now, right? It looks like a cel-shaded game like Jet Set Radio when the other first two on 360, right, looked more photorealistic, I guess, right? Or more,
He bought that shit like a cell phone game.
right. It looks like
man,
they
really?
went backwards instead of forwards because
Well, y'all,
they had to settle for the downgrade to keep it in 60 frames with a different style of look just so that they could run it on the Switch. Not only graphically, but also so they could run, at a good frame rate, and they don't even have an ecosystem to play it online, co-op wise. Hold on, guys.
okay, y'all. Okay, y'all.
right, Chuck.
This guy who's talking all this crap about us just being, what he say? What did he say, Ghost Rider? He said we've been hypocrites.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You know what? You tell him to go ahead and just keep on playing that damn sucky ass Nintendo. Okay? I mean, basically all of this telling me Nintendo is going to run its course like it always do. And eventually they're going to have to come out with another game system like everybody else did. And they're going to have to go ahead and get in with the program. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a nice handheld system. It's just a handheld system. Graphics is not beautiful. Not beautiful as far as I'm concerned.
You got
I want
phones.
to sit on there and never buy no damn Mario or no damn. I mean, damn a Mario. Okay. I mean, I've outgrown Mario. Hell, I mean, I've outgrown Mario like 10 times over. I'm a 52-year-old man. What the hell am I doing playing a damn Mario game? So you tell him, you tell him to just keep on playing this damn system and leave the Xbox people alone.
Uh,
That's all it is to it.
I see it like you said, Tuck. I agree with everybody on this panel. We gonna leave this guy alone because I think we just buried him and threw extra dirt on him. Instead of 6 feet under, I think he's like 10 feet under right now. Is he still in that trap box? Leave him in there. I feel sorry for him. But guys, I would like to say this. Now, did y'all get to basically? Are y'all getting Gears of War 5? Just want to throw it out there.
Oh yeah, definitely getting it.
Yeah.
I'm hands down. I can't wait. Is that the game of the year? You think? Do you think
I gotta wait to see. I need to see it at E3 in 2 weeks.
They gonna get at
I
the
need to see
Days
it.
Gone? You think the game of the year probably go to Days Gone?
No,
Oh man, I hope not, dude. That would be bad if it did, dude. It has so much glitches and it's so no.
Man, you see nobody talk. You see the ponies ain't bringing up Days Gone no more.
no.
Man,
They just not bringing
So
it
that
up.
shit went gone home.
Yeah,
They-
they ain't bringing that crap up no more.
Well, listen. To be fair, man, they've been shocked, man. The last couple.
Yeah, I
weeks.
ain't gonna lie. Since they bend the knee, they have
And,
nothing.
oh, that's
They
bad.
bend the knee. I'm so happy. Like I'm laughing, like in the sense that yeah, they got the sales, but at the end of the day, their own company needed Microsoft help, or trying to get Microsoft's help on the infrastructure.
I mean, what sales? I mean, what sales do they have on that game?
Aura.
How many copies of that game sold?
I
We
mean,
don't know.
we
I heard
don't
it sell
know.
pretty good, but we don't know. I really don't care how it sells.
Either
A lot
either
of
they
them
were
bought it.
either there was lying about the console sales, the numbers, which I don't think is as many
I
as they're
think
saying
so.
it is, or they're just not selling any games. Either way, it's a bad scenario.
Now that you bring
Either
that
way,
up,
it's not good.
I'm Sega forever. I'm gonna be honest, and Bot left. He probably jumped back in, but 100. Let's keep it real. I just got this funny feeling that this 100 million consoles sold, bro, is just full of shit.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm being honest. I think they, cause yo, bro, I remember Microsoft was kind of close, man, and they said Microsoft sold more than Sony, like 1 million a piece, 2 million a piece, like 3 million on one of the Black Fridays and everything. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of, PlayStation not too far. Bro, for them to say that means every month these dudes are selling like 6-7 million. The way the numbers, it wasn't adding up. And the people online, like, it's not adding up. Like, it wasn't, to me, it was like, it was jumping like, it's 10 million to, let's just say, 5 million. The next month, yo, they got 18 million. How? In a month? No fucking way, bro. I was like, yo, these dudes is jumping the gun. Every time you talk to a fanboy, you crazy, they have 30 million. Like, what?
Ghost Rider, I agree with you totally. I mean, everything do not add up at all.
It didn't. Yo, I'm going by, like, online. Like, how many people's online? Nowadays, everybody's online with an internet, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that. I know people probably can't afford it, or I don't know about even can't afford it. Like, I don't get it. Like,
Hey, Ghost, man, it was something, I think Kebot was talking about this earlier. And I know I've talked to him about this, like, just in conversation. But it's interesting to me, man, is because if you take something like Call of Duty, or if you take a game like a Fortnite, for me, is like, I'll speak like Overwatch, right? You have games now that can basically survive because they have their own ecosystem, right? There's people that will buy, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, man, when PlayStation first came on board, I had people that they weren't gamers, man. But once the PlayStation came on board and it became cool, like it played your music CDs, and then it had Madden and all this kind of stuff. Then people started playing games, but they weren't gamers. You know what I'm saying? Like we had the PlayStation, we had a Saturn. Like I modded my Saturn just so I could get the Japanese imports. That's how hardcore I was. But then guys like that, they would just like have Madden and maybe like a fighting game, and something like that, and get Final Fantasy because they thought the commercial looked nice, right? So, so they had like maybe two or three games. That's never really changed, man. That's why this whole niche conversation that he's talking about, the president of Sony that was coming out with, And we've said this too, man. Especially when we always used to get crap about. I know all of us on this panel talked about this. But we used to get crap about Xbox not having Japanese games. I always would say too, it's they don't have Japanese games because Japanese games don't sell their niche, right? And then people would come out, but we sold 100 million consoles. It's like even though gaming has grown, but within gaming itself, man, there's still these pockets. You know, it's just like being a nerd now, man. You have like hardcore nerds, then you have nerds that just watch Game of Thrones, and then they, you know, and then they bitch about the season finale. You have those kind of nerds. You got the nerds that read the books, that know everything about it, can tell you like every family strain, every family line, and all the backstory. Like 100 talks about with Halo, right? How he's deep into the lore of stuff. So there's all these different levels of people that, you know, that play games now, but that doesn't mean it translates to people actually buying your product. And that's what people are they're not getting that. And we talked about this on our podcast. And of course, we're the podcast that doesn't know anything, and we're the podcast of people that that just want, you know, that just benefit from the console war, or we're expats and all that crap, right? So, but then nobody really looked at it honestly. They never looked at it analytically to see that even though you have 100 million consoles sold, which you don't, you can't have 7 million or 9 million video game sales. not have like you could have that numbers, but that's not good business. Any of us knows that, man. Anybody who's been to a KB toy store to buy McFarlane collectible, like you went to KB to buy some collectible figures, and the thing was $20 on Monday. Then you went back the next week and it went to $7.99. You know something was wrong. Right?
Yeah.
And then that store closed. You know, it's just not. It just doesn't make any business sense.
I was gonna say also, man. I remember. I said this a while back, a couple of years ago. I said this a long time ago. And I said these words. People fail to realize the PlayStation 1, when it came out, it was meant for playing games and you could play your CDs. When PlayStation 2 came out and they said it was the most successful console selling, people fail to realize you could play DVDs. Boom, you get it? Now, oh man, I could play games. I used to go to people's houses and they had, instead of having a DVD player,
the PS3 was because it had the most cheapest Blu-ray.
Exactly.
Because the Blu-ray player, when it came out by itself, was $1,000.
Yeah,
exactly.
Even though HD was a better format, and it was only $400. And then Microsoft came out with the 360, gave you an HD drive that you only had to buy separately whenever you chose to buy it, with a better format for $150, and they still try to say that Blu-ray was the best option. At $600 and $700. You see what I'm saying?
That's that brand disease, man. I mean, look, I can speak about Sony brand disease because I was one of them. When I was back in the 90s, man, you couldn't tell me anything. Everything I owned, except for my shelf system, which was an Iowa. Right, I had a shelf system that was an Iowa, but everything I owned was Sony, man. And the reason why is because it had that brand power. Now, they had quality, mostly on their electronic side. For video games, they're stuck with Sega, but still.
Right.
You know? And they made it cool. They made it acceptable, man. When we was growing up, we had to do it the hard way, man. We had to lie to our parents and tell them, look, it's for eye-hand coordination. Right? But these guys had it better because it's like, oh, yeah, it plays my CDs. So yeah, you know, it's more than just a console. The justifications people had to go through to buy a video game console, because a lot of you guys don't know this, because it wasn't cool to be a nerd back then. It really wasn't. It wasn't like, I know everybody's a nerd and everybody goes to a Comic-Con here and there, and everybody
now Comic-Con is cool.
Yeah, now that stuff is cool. When
Before that was weird.
Like, so something was wrong.
Yeah, definitely that was weird.
So
definitely, you ain't never lie.
Dude, so it's easier to do it now, right? But then with a lot of this stuff, man, there's some heavy baggage that comes with it, man, and that's the reality that I'm sorry to say that that you Sony guys have to deal with for the last, you know, I know you guys getting the 1-2 punch, and then you guys are just, I mean, I'm not gonna cry for you guys because you guys was pricks in 2013 all the way up until now. I mean, even to this day, there's people that we shall not name. You're just doing all the spin on Twitter, trying to justify or trying to spin it to where Sony's coming out on top on this, which they might. You know, I mean, I guess we could talk about that after, right? We could talk about like what we see as the benefits of all this stuff. So sorry, I didn't mean.
I'm glad you brought that up, because look, I feel like it's going to benefit both companies, and I feel like maybe they're uniting to lock things down, because you got Google that stepped in, man, and there's a lot of other big $1 trillion companies just like Microsoft that's entering the gaming console business, and this is where Microsoft is like, yo, we gotta get with the program, and Sony's rolling with Microsoft like, yo, listen, fuck it, we gonna get down with y'all. You know what I mean? And they gonna make it happen, and that's a good thing, man. That actually that You know what, guys? You know what makes me excited though? Look at how far we came from gaming, bro. And gaming is getting it's going even more like it's getting deeper out there. It's getting bigger and it's more funner now. Like now, gaming is really out there. Not where it's like banned before, like people look down at
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's out there now. Now
Yeah,
you got
now it's
bad
it's
gaming all
socially acceptable.
worldwide.
Now
Yeah,
it's part of
Yeah, but
society.
Ghost,
It's part of
but
pop culture. Right, right. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
but like Ghost, like people thinking it. I hate they saying this. It's not a part. It's a business deal.
yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no
Mm-hmm.
partnership. They're not going to
Yeah.
help. They just gave. I tell people this all the time. Microsoft just gave them a good piece of land that you can grow. You know it's fertile. It's ready to go. It's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft might help them on the IT part a little bit, but other than
Yep.
that, you're not getting nothing else.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only reason they didn't make the deal with what you call it because they decided to, they couldn't strike that deal. And then, like I said, I love Google. I'm an Android till I die. I hate when they cut certain stuff off. I'm an Android dude just like I'm an Xbox dude.
That's
But
right.
they cancel a whole lot of shit too. All they shit don't fail. And Microsoft said before they even before they even Sony's going to use the Observe service. Microsoft said they don't have the partnerships. Only one that you got right now that's on Stadia, because I play Stadia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Only thing they had was the Ubisoft, so they might have Ubisoft games. You might get a bunch. Now, if they're smart, they'll try to get into the indie game, like you stream indie games and stuff like that. But Google has failed
Right.
on a
Right.
lot of things. They
Right. Right.
killed off. I think they didn't fail like 123 different things that they brung up, and they didn't
Mm-hmm.
failed it
But they have the money to
at
do
it.
that. 100. Google has the money. They're not like Sega that they didn't have the money and they got rocked. They could
Yep.
do that. They could afford to do that. So can Microsoft. They make it's called trial and error. They see what sticks, and when it sticks, it sticks. You know what I mean? But to add to what you were saying, too, a part of what you were saying, shout outs to 108 Dragons because he was saying it's funny because just look at Sony, how much backpedaling they had to do this generation already with EA access, with the backwards compatibility. We're making a powerful console where it can actually do native 4K, and now they're talking about 8K resolution because it know that it worked for Microsoft, and now the Azure servers is just the nail on the coffin, the icing on the cake. This is just proving that Microsoft's been ahead of the game all along while they were being made fun of. Like, oh no, they're stupid, they're dumb. Yet the teams, including Nintendo and companies that were like, oh no, it's about traditional consoles, traditional gaming. They're all backpedaling now and singing to a different beat. You see what I'm saying? So, it's vindication for me, in my opinion, as far as an Xbox fan, and for the Xbox brand. And I just think it's good for them in the long run as fans as well, because that means they're going to get better everything as far as, online gaming, co-op online with single player games or campaign driven games, cross play, whatever. It's just going to benefit them. And like you said, no, it doesn't mean they're getting anything else, and it benefits. The only thing I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be a little biased because they did this deal with Sony. I would love to see, since they own Ninja Theory, that they allow Ninja Theory to do Heavily Sword 2 somewhere down the road and maybe bring it to PlayStation as well, because just that IP, because they own it, but let it come to Xbox with Part 1 as well. I'll be kind of happy. I'm a little biased with that game, but only
Yeah,
because
but
it's
he
Ninja
bought
Theory.
Sony can have a lot of money, but guess what Sony keep on doing? I just read some earlier today and watched some. Sony's still trying to get into the phone game. The phone game
Yes,
that killed you all.
Are you serious?
yes,
They
yeah,
still
yeah,
they
Yeah.
brung out a new phone, a
Don't
new
do it.
Xperia phone.
Don't do it.
yep.
They
Why are
Even
you
though
doing? You
they
making
keep
bad decisions?
failing,
Microsoft, you sit there. Hey, no more Windows phone. I ain't
even
moving
though
no
they,
more
yeah,
money.
exactly.
exactly, yeah.
If Microsoft do that, they idiots. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Then
There's
Microsoft
no
went to
wins
Google.
against Galaxy, and there's no wins
And,
against the
and you know
iPhone.
what? And you
It's
know
a wrap.
what? You know what, Ghost? Their fucking phone. I still own their phone. It was one of the best phones I ever owned in my life. As far as
I'm
the
being
the
honest.
the, the accuracy, the quality of the picture, the camera, how it worked. They made some really good phones, but because they were so behind as far as perception in the game, especially compared to Android, Samsung, and Apple, they had no fucking choice. They had no chance. But they made good quality phones. It was just like the Zoom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
be
still
honest.
own.
Okay, y'all.
I still
But see,
own the
Microsoft
Zoom.
did this.
Let's do this, guys. Let's take
Hey.
the biggest knife in the drawer, like Zaya used to say, and cut the shit out. I'm gonna be honest. Nintendo is notorious for what? They fucking handhelds. When it comes to Galaxy and Apple, nigga, there's no stopping these two phones, bro. That's it. They're the rulers of that, bro. Anybody entering that is nothing but losses. Look at Microsoft.
Too
They
big.
take L's. Once PlayStation come out with that phone, is taking L's.
No, they came out with the phone. But think about it is, people say it's a good phone, but look, you got like I got a OnePlus phone. You probably never know about it. It's one of the baddest phones out there.
Yes,
You know
I know
what I'm saying?
exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
From Google,
and
right?
it costs half. Yeah, Google half
I
of
was
it. But
gonna
guess what
Nice ass
Microsoft did
phone.
when they killed
I
off the
was about a
phone?
Google phone, but
They end up
Nice
going.
ass
They
fucking
end up going to Google, and they made a launcher. So if you still like that style of Windows phone, you can put it on there with a launcher, and it's for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good ass phone. That phone is dope.
yeah, I seen
I know
I
what you're
seen
talking about.
videos, bro, of them dropping the phone. I seen them doing all kind of things with these phones, but it's a reason why it didn't sell as crazy, bro. What I'm trying to tell.
Well, I feel like this, y'all. To me, as far as
You know, some money. I'd rather them put it in their service, and I'd rather put it in games and studios.
it goes, as far as I'm concerned, I still got a Windows phone.
Uh-huh.
I still got a Windows phone. It's still operational and everything and all that stuff. The
Right.
only thing to me that Microsoft really, really messed up, they really didn't advertise it like they should have.
Yeah.
Because
You got a good point.
I do things on my phone that people can't even do on their Samsung phones at all. I mean, you got people that get these Samsung phones and get these Apple phones and don't know how to even use the phone.
Yeah, you mean as far as accessibility? Yeah.
It's for pictures, get the phone calls, get the emails, and that's it.
Yeah, but see, Tuck, this is what happened with Microsoft. This is what happened with Windows Phone. When they bought Nokia, and they thought they was buying all Nokia patents, found out Nokia pulled a motherfucking hooky dookie. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, I know about that.
Google owned patents from Nokia that didn't sold, so them and Microsoft was going at it. But see, what Google did is Android is free. So anybody can make an Android phone. Everybody couldn't make a Windows phone. Everybody can make an Apple phone.
Right.
Right.
So when Android came in and it was customizable, it was just, you can do whatever you want to do with it. That changed the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with
People
that.
making launchers and all that stuff. That stuff was for free.
I agree with that.
They didn't charge nobody for that.
Because
And Microsoft said, I got to get out this market. We losing money on this. Nobody buying our phone.
Yeah, they losing big time money, but I'm just saying now, if something ever happened to my phone, that'd be the only way I'll buy an Android phone.
Right. Another one.
You need to give it up. Come home to Android.
No, because I don't think
you can go put you can get you a launcher.
No, they're good.
Come over to Android.
But
they stopped making apps for that phone.
I know
Android.
Give it up.
I don't think Android can do what my phone
You're
does.
getting shot right now.
I know
why.
why. No, but I know why Tuck has like a nice like attachment to the Windows phone, because they are really good phones. Because I still have mine. I use it for my videos. Half my videos are still doing my Windows phone. So that just tells you how good they were even back then. So I know why. But the sad thing is they're just not supporting it anymore. They don't even get apps like they should or shit like that. So
no, they discontinuing apps. I was one of the Windows adapters. I remember buying the HTC. What is that? I still got it in the garage.
I know what you're talking about.
And I got it at Radio Shack. And I love the hell.
I know what you're talking about.
It. And when I found out I could hack Android, and I ain't never did with Android, and I was like, all right. And I put Android on that phone. I never went back.
Right.
Because I had so much customization. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I did root the phone or put something wrong with the phone, I don't void my warranty.
Oh snap, honey! I don't know. Mr. Kima came back.
Yeah, Mr. You see what he just posted?
He said Microsoft owned majority of Android patents. Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's because of Nokia. Nokia did that bullshit when Microsoft bought Nokia.
See, when you say that name right there,
bought Nokia for them patents.
Girl named Nokia.
I have a new Nokia phone that they made.
I'll
You heard?
No,
y'all.
Nokia on their own now. Microsoft
Yeah.
just about Nokia. They on
Hey,
their
Yeah.
I'll
own.
like this.
Man,
I'll like this.
Microsoft's some pimps, man. They got their hands in everything.
This is the reason why I like the Microsoft phone so much.
Mm.
Okay, let's say like if I'm at the house or if I'm on the road and all that stuff.
Tuck.
Let's say like if I get on my radio, I can go on my radio and say, hey, I say call Hebot 8. It tells me call Hebot 8, and then it says which number you want. His home mobile number.
Ooh.
I don't see no
Android does that already. So
Hey,
Chuck, they've been doing that for years. You called in the dark ages.
Stop it.
Don't kill the
You over there
man's
messing with
dreams.
that dragon.
Ebot, save
You
him.
got caught in Games of
Don't
Thrones and shit,
kill
and
the
you got caught
man's
in that
dreams,
dragon.
please.
I haven't seen it yet.
Save Tuck.
No, I can go tell my phone to set me up an appointment right now. All thing I gotta say is, okay, Google.
Don't kill his
Hey,
dream.
I have
Don't kill
appointment.
his dream. The man is
Tuck,
happy. The
I don't
man's
have to
happy.
touch the phone.
Tuck,
I can
The
say,
man-
hey,
I ain't gonna
Google,
lie.
I need to wake up at 7. Oh,
The
it's
man's
set.
happy. Don't kill his dreams, please.
Yeah, man.
I had to tell him. Sorry,
Tuck,
Tuck, you my
nigga,
man for
Tuck.
50
Oh,
grand.
right now,
But
your
man, you
phone is-
outdated.
Yeah, Tuck, right now, put that phone on the side, shoot it because it's going
Let's like this. Hey,
yeah, shoot that shit.
I don't know about y'all, but I got to update the other day on down the phone.
I love you, Chuck. Go with Apple or
I ain't going with Apple. I
fuck
go
Apple.
with Android.
Go with us, bro. That's the two best phones you gonna get, Tuck.
I'll go with Android.
That phone gonna
Hey,
look at you. The
but
window
my phone dies.
It's gonna grow some hair
My
on that
phone
shit.
dies. I'm sticking with my Windows phone.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's hard. That's hardcore.
Hey,
man.
he's
Hardcore.
hardcore. That's
He
it.
hard. Y'all call
Tuck, I love you, Tuck.
Microsoft dude.
But I'm
I
gonna
am
tell you like this.
hardcore.
Microsoft couldn't pay me for that shit.
Yeah,
But if that shit dude.
Hardcore. Got one of the best cameras. Hey, got one.
right.
Hey, as old as the system is, it still got one of the best cameras out on the market.
Yeah, I think so
okay.
too. Yeah.
A lot of devices have some good stuff.
Yeah, good.
Nobody
No.
didn't know how to utilize it. HDR
For
been
the
in
price.
phones.
For the price he paid.
HDR been in
For the
phones for
price he
years.
paid, honey.
Yeah, Tuck went in right now. We went the phone route. But I'm gonna tell you like this, Tuck. I got one question for you right now.
What is that?
What do you think that they're gonna show on E3, my brother?
What do I think they're gonna show at E3?
Yep, show on E3, or what do you want to see on E3? You
Hey, I
think
want you
Microsoft
right now. I want you to hear this and hear this damn good. Because everybody in this damn panel, and this ain't nothing but a damn joke. I want them to show me a brand new Windows phone.
Hell no, Tuck.
Hey, you got a better chance of seeing winning the lottery. Winning Mega Million. Getting struck by lightning.
Tuck,
You know
Tuck
what?
really said, Tuck got
want
mad.
you
I
to-
want him to show a new
The make a
phone.
dream. The man want a dream. That's it.
True. I don't know
No,
what
man. I don't know, man. Tuck might be onto something. I heard the show's gonna be like 10 hours long. So
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
Hey, the only thing
I'm
I
already
want,
asleep already.
hey y'all, the only thing I want it to be is a surprise for everybody.
All right.
Hey, ever since Bona talked to me and he by Nolly out and talked to me about going to these other bullshit ass people's websites, I don't even mess with them because I want to be surprised. For the first time this year, I will be surprised about what's going on at E3. And I tell you right now, I think somewhere down the line they're going to introduce Scalebound.
New scale bound?
I think they will. I mean, they got
That's
the
crazy.
studio.
That'll shock everybody. That'll have the crowd going, oh, you know what I mean? A new
They
scale
got
bound.
the studio to build it now. I mean, so why
Yeah,
not?
hold on, yo, Chuck. I think you lean into something. I think Microsoft might slap everybody in the mouth with that one.
I mean, why not? I mean, they got the studio.
Platinum
they got
did
the
come out of
studio now.
nowhere. I don't mean to cut you off, Chuck. Platinum did come out of nowhere and say it wasn't only Microsoft's fault. So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? They could have been working on that.
Or better yet, I would love to see
How's
them
it going,
come out with, what's the name of that one game? God dog it.
Rise?
Man.
Rise?
Oh. And I tell you another big surprise would be a big surprise too if they decide that they bought the people who made Sunrise of Rome. That'd be a big surprise.
Brian Tech, that to me, that's a waste of money. I just want your IPs. I don't want you.
Well,
I just want your IP.
I thought they own that IP.
Huh? I know. I want your IP, but I want your whole catalog.
They do
You know
got
what I'm
no
saying? I want the
crisis.
crisis. What about
yeah.
the new
Crisis.
crisis? Is
Yes.
crisis? Crisis used to put PCs to the end. Crisis killed PCs.
Woo.
And
Crisis
you
put
ain't realize
PCs
that
out of order.
See,
they put
see,
PC to
they
shame, though.
the reason why it would be really good for them to acquire Crytek. We talked about this a few podcasts ago, a few weeks ago on the podcast we did with Ghost, and I had brought that up is because one, the IPs, I definitely agree. I would love for Microsoft to have another shot at a new Crisis. That would be cool, and definitely at a new Rise to the Rome, obviously, because that's the one that I adore the most. But one of the main benefits would be because they could get access to their Crytek engine that runs the games because they're doing a new one that runs with ray tracing, and they have a demo out there, and it runs really amazing. It's like the best engine that you've seen so far, even more impressive than Unreal
They
Engine
got a
4.
game that I got put in the beta in, right? That
Mm-hmm.
usually when I get beta, you do get these
The
beta
Hunt, the
games
Hunt.
now. You
You're
get these
talking about the
beta.
Hunt.
Yeah, that shit is dog shit.
You don't like it?
It
Yeah.
don't it don't
Well, you
look
know what it
graphically
is
demanding.
too.
Usually some of these games, these
Right, right.
demos come in where all the bells and whistles turned on, and then they
Yeah.
want to know. This game don't.
But so you got to think of it this way, Fundre. If they get bought by Microsoft, they have an opportunity to get funded with a bigger studio and more people. Because that's another thing. They don't have the money, which is the capital, as we all know, and they don't have the manpower to
Man,
become a force to be kept reckoned with.
if only there
But
was
with
a
the
service that they could utilize to kind of test out their game. Hmm.
Woo.
Yeah, but so if they get acquired, then the sky's the limit for them because Microsoft can help them build their studios with more talent, and obviously they have the technology. They could definitely fund it, and believe me, it'd be something to see. That's why it would be interesting for them to buy them. I think it would be a good thing, believe it or not. Even though a lot of people hate on Crytek and say, "Oh, they're dog shit. They're really not that great," and I think that's the reason because they need the right backing with the money and the right money to get more people to help get better developers because they definitely have potential. We've seen it in Rise, we've seen it in Crisis. Even though I'm not arguing with you or disagree with you. I'm pretty sure if you're saying that Hunt game is not too good, it probably really isn't. So,
I put
I'm not going to argue that.
it's set back in like the old slavery time, like back east
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in the
The
swamp.
slavery time.
It's
Yeah,
back in
yeah.
slavery
Like New
time.
Orleans, right?
Yeah, and
Like the old New
you
Orleans. I
got a
got you.
gun that only shoot once. You got to go into devil mode and all this other stuff.
Oh,
It's
that's
glitchy.
Mm-hmm,
It
mm-hmm.
broke on me the first two times.
A mí
Now the
nada más
only reason I
comen
got
bien.
to play it because I'm in the preview program, so they gave it to me. Like, try this out. But when I did give them that work. I gave them, do you like this game? No. Why I don't like it? It's too buggy. Why? I don't like the setting. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
is that the game with like the cowboys and stuff like that? You like shoot
No,
zombies?
No,
they're
no,
like
no, no, no.
they're
It's
like in
like a
what you call it? What's that movie with what's the movie that's Django? It's like it's set in that type of that
Yeah,
type of time.
I seen a PC game.
yeah
I
in the
watched it
Western
a
era.
lot where you got to go into these things and you got to find some stuff and then you got to go. It's like maybe a monster in there, or something. You got to kill it, get out because other people will try to kill you and take your stuff and try to get away.
It
Yeah,
might be.
it's
It's
a
like it's set in that era where Hundred said in
Yeah,
like
it's
the
like
Western
the
era.
Western era, but they got like
Um.
zombies or monsters and shit.
Yes. Yeah. Like monsters and shit.
Like it's
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
got
Hmm.
rifles and stuff like that, and it's like two
yeah.
y'all versus other people all around, but y'all all got to go to the same destination. You can either kill each
Uh-huh.
other. Oh,
Yep. It's a
that game did
cutthroat.
die on PC, man.
But that game,
I
that
beat
game
that.
originally was third person originally,
I
and it
beat
was
that.
4-player co-op. Then they changed it to first person. I don't know. They made it into a free to play. It was going to be a level based game with action. It looked real good. You could see the videos on YouTube. The original ones, it was third person, like Rise, but it looked badass, and it was going to be more story driven with level based and boss battles and all that shit. And then they changed it to like a free to play type shit.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
seen
what.
that game. It
oh,
looked to
yeah.
me, it looked good, and I will cop it. It looked alright. Cause I seen H2 Delirious. Shout outs to
Hmm.
him. I seen him playing it. I think I seen cartoons. These are
Yeah,
streamers.
but 100 saying that he's playing the
But no,
beta,
it don't
and then
come
it's
in.
dog shit.
Okay, I got the beta now.
Hmm.
That game most videos I've been playing recently, they come in with the bells and whistles. It's 4K, it's running native
Hmm.
4K with HDR on it. It don't have
Hmm.
none of that. It just like
Damn, it really
it's
must be
borderline
like
like a
early.
beginning of a generation game.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, it
That's what
must
hundred,
it
be.
looks like. And what
hundred.
I know from Crytek, they make beautiful ass games.
Mm-hmm. That's what
Hunter,
I'm
do
That
saying.
was like
you,
Crytek,
That's
what you
what I'm
doing?
saying. They need the money. They need the money to get manpower, to get more developers, and use their engine more efficiently. That's what I'm trying to tell you on it. That's why I think Microsoft buying it would be a good idea.
I mean, yeah, in a sense that I understand what Hunter's saying, and he's one of our boys on the panel, so I'm gonna take his word for it. Online, when I was watching people play, yeah, I seen a lot of little stuff on it that could be fixed. You understand?
so do you
It
see
was
any
better
upside?
system.
Did you see any upside with that, Hunter? Do you see any upside with this game,
It
or
could be. I give it a chance. Some games I don't like. Some games I just don't feel. Like you won't catch me playing no Apex. I played Apex one time, and
I
I
got
play
it. I won a couple of matches.
I
yeah?
play the what you call the game. I play them type of games. I play like the PUBGs and stuff like that. I don't play no Fortnite. Leave that for the
Right.
kids. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you
I
have
leave
to leave
that.
that for the kids. That thing is just way too man. Yeah.
And like I said, my pocket's been hit for Fortnite. I get clowned by the homies every night. How much money you got hit, bro? You know what I'm saying? For Fortnite, for some damn skins. But you know what? I think in Crytek was trying to hit that. Okay, that's that free to play, and let's try to get this money and try to see if we can get the kids or adults in it, because people will pay for packs just like
Yeah, people
what's
will.
that Overwatch. Overwatch, they
Oh
don't
yeah.
give you no thing, but they pay for all them clothes. So I'm thinking
Yeah.
that's what Crytek like. Let me get into this free to play game. What's this new game called Dauntless? I can't even get into the shit.
But that's
What
why
kind of
they're
service
doing
y'all got? Because it tells me I'm 400 in line.
it. Damn.
Wow.
Like 400.
But that's
What
why
kind of
they're doing that, though, 100, because a lot of their games didn't make them money. They had to get loans from their actual city.
Oh, shit.
3 times they got
Well, they
money from
licensed the engine out to Amazon. See, Amazon
hmm
licensed the Crytek engine
hmm
out.
That's
But
why I want them to buy it out, so that they don't, so that Microsoft make that money and use that engine. That engine is. You seen the new demo that they showed at the last? I think was it PAX? That fucking engine is. Joe, I would love to see games run on that shit. That shit is ridiculous.
Man, the fact that Rise of Son of Rome stands the test of time to this day
Yes, I'm about
man,
to
is,
say
I was
that
playing
too.
that the other night,
I
and
was
I'm
about to
like,
say that.
I was like, okay, this don't have no HDR. This has no enhancements.
No
nope.
4K,
And
no
that was a
nothing.
launch game.
hmm
You know,
It was a launch game.
it, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I keep saying this. People be like, "Go you bugging." When I got the X and when I bought it and I took it home and I popped that bad boy in and I got to play Rise Son of Rome, it blew my mind and I was like, "This is next generation compared to the 360." Now I understand the game wasn't, 1080p and all that, but
Didn't matter to them.
beautiful game. And I tell you, it was a
Upscale,
beautiful
man.
game.
Didn't
And
matter.
upscale, but it was beautiful. This game was dope,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
It was something different. And I like the
hmm
Roman Empire and all that. So I was enjoying this
hmm
game. I got immersed into the game. You understand? So it's like
hmm
people don't. Whoever didn't play Rise, it has a dope story mode, dope story
hmm
line. Period. So it's gonna get you into it.
Hey,
That's
Ghost, I'm gonna put this way. I was a late boomer on that, right? When I say
Right.
late,
Yeah.
hmm
I
hmm
had it, didn't play it. You know what I'm saying? I played more of the Coliseum mode than that. I waited, it got to a good price, got it. And I was sitting there, I was playing with my boy Tax, and we just playing the con. He trying to say, well, he's trying to teach me to drink. We played that for hours.
That's
But
dope.
when I got it, when I finally took myself time to get into the story mode, it was different. And like you said, it's a hell of a good story.
Yep.
Oatmeal.
It was,
You
and
know,
I was shocked by it. I'm like, this is a good story, and I'm not really into, I mean, I like the mythology shit and stuff, but I ain't really in depth. But that story, when it came in, I'm like, okay, damn, this is what. And look at all the enemies on the screen. That's what I was
hmm
looking at some time too.
you know
How
the
many games you got
story.
all the enemies?
That story wasn't heavy-handed. Number one, and then number two, they relied on the actual power of the storytelling through their technology. So
Yeah.
when the scene where like you have Marcus talking to the Emperor, kind of at the end, the look of
hmm
fear on his face,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
his
yeah.
time was there. It's just like little things like that.
The little
So
subtleties.
yeah, so
Subtleties.
with Microsoft doing the Azure cloud and they want to push gaming, according to Microsoft, they want to push gaming to that next level. And then everybody's talking about ray tracing and stuff like that. You still need that type of you still need to be able to translate if you're going to do story driven games on a larger scale. You need your technology to translate that type of emotion within the story.
hmm
And
Yes.
that's one of the things I liked about Rise Son of Rome. It wasn't just that it looked good and it helped you feel the connection to the actual characters.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. Yeah,
So
it
that's
did.
to me
And
was
they
like
talking
that's
about
the
it
feeling
was
too,
it's
where
not
it's
that complex in the They didn't have that much complex.
yeah, like
Stop listening
nobody,
one
yeah,
time.
nobody
They didn't
like
have the
nobody
complex
talked.
in the gameplay. I said, man,
Yeah,
that game. Trust me, especially when a chain up
Oh, the
kills,
gameplay
it
is
wasn't that easy.
very the gameplay is very, very sophisticated, especially if you play it on hard. Because when you play it on hard, you don't get no color coordination
Nope.
indicators. You got to do it based off the animation of your enemies. You got to learn when they're going to attack you high, low, and it's a counter combat system.
Yep.
Meaning, the better you count, like you can counter, the better chain attacks you can do, and you could even use the environments. Obviously, you
well,
can use weapons and things like that. You know what I mean?
T-Bot, that was one of the yeah, I love doing that too. I used to spend like all game just trying to get all the different kills off of all the off of the
Yeah.
You know
environments.
what I spend a long time. You know what I spend a long time trying to do. You know that level close to the end where one of the later levels where you fight like in the Coliseum area, and there's like an area where there's this nice puddle. It looks like a pond with pillars with beautiful flowers inside of it. And
Right.
there's water in there,
Hmm.
and like sunrise in the back. And what you do is when you fight those dudes that got the purple suits with the black mask,
There you
Yeah.
you know
go.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
There
in
you go.
that puddle, you can actually step in their face when they get on the floor and mush them
Hmm.
with your feet like you're trying to drown them
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
your feet. And I spent a long time trying to get to master that shit. A lot of people don't even know you could do
Yo,
that in the game.
you,
You
you
know what
know
I
what?
mean?
You know what felt epic to me when I played that game, and I know y'all know this. And true Rise Son of Rome players that played the game know what I'm talking about. Remember when you going through the night like the jungle, and it's like dark, and they got the arrows and they pop the arrows up, and you tell your men, I felt like I was the guy from Gladiator. And they form the
Yeah.
war and they go, huh, and they pick up the shields and they block him, boom, boom, and the arrows is hitting you, walking to them, boom, boom, and you get closer, like, yo, I'm gonna stab these dudes up.
Oh, that night level when
What?
you fight the
Yeah,
savages,
when
that
you fight
night
the
level
savages,
is
it's
super
super
impressive.
dope, bro.
Like when
But
they fucking throw that fire boulder, that
yeah,
whole segment right there, that whole segment right there was crazy.
what? When you fight the
That
guy,
shit was
oh,
crazy.
shout outs to T Reaper. He said, yes, it did have a beautiful story and the connect function was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we forgot about
Yeah,
the
it
connect
was fun.
function, man, because
Yeah, the Connect
yeah,
function as well. And guess what? It didn't bastardize an existing story and made it their own version and didn't
Oh.
give a fuck if
Oh.
it bastardized it or not.
You're gonna go there.
yeah, man.
Like God of War with Kratos and Loki's and fucking but him being fucking Thor's nephew or whatever the fuck they did on. I got fuck out of here with that shit. God of War's ass.
You
That
know what we
story was
call that? We know
garbage.
what we call that when
I
you
hate
know. I
that
know a lot of
story.
you guys is into comic books like I am and stuff like. That's what they call when you paint yourself into a corner. You run out. You've lost the narrative, man. You painted yourself into
Oh
a corner.
man.
That's what that is.
I'm sorry,
Mm.
fellas. I just went.
I like I like when in the Coliseum when you could kick people in the fire. I just like that when
Oh
you
yeah.
counter attack, you could stab this person this way. When the other guy comes,
Yes.
it look
And then the
dope.
other one.
Like the combos when you stab this person the other way. Like,
When you plunge the
yeah.
sword in their face right in
Hmm.
through the wall. Right in through the wall, you smash them against the wall and punch the sword right in their mouth, right through the wall. That shit was fucking dope.
It was like, yeah, and if you see where the god set him up when the god had the season them and they thought that the Caesar did something, it was really the god playing a trick on him. Or, you know what I mean? Like it was so much things that those
Are you
gods
chicken?
played a hand in it that messed them up. It was
Yeah,
all a
that's
game
true.
at the end of the day, man. It was sick. So I know that if they did this game, which for fans like us that like the game, maybe it didn't sell like that because it was a launch title game. But my experience with that game it felt like Normandy, but Roman style, man. When you on the ship, you seeing the arrows hit your men, the ship's going down in the water, you swimming in the water, you getting on the
Well,
beach.
what
That
hurt
game
it,
was
Ghost, was the
dope,
bad
man.
perception that was getting from the media.
Yeah,
Because
the media
most people
always
that
hurt it.
played it,
Yeah.
most people played it right in the beginning. They were like, "Yo, this game is fucking dope. What the fuck they talking about?" And look, after it went on Game Pass and they gave it out for free, a lot of people came in and played it like 100. He was a late bloomer. He
Well,
played it.
just
He was
like
like, "Damn, this."
just let's not forget Titanfall. That's another one.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro,
They were
Titanfall
like, "Yo, this
dope,
game is dope as hell."
dope.
You know, it's sad. You know the hate. You know, this is the thing about Rise of Rome. One thing I learned from it is like a red flag popped up to me when it popped up for me when I would talk to people about it. It has an old school flavor to it. You know, like that combo system. So you do have to, like when you watch Heba play Ninja Gaiden Black, right? There's a level of difficulty that some people might not like about it, right? But then a lot of people who consider themselves gamers, man, you would think that they would like that game or get into it, man. But a lot of people is just pushing this game off to the side, like Titanfall off to the side, even Dead Rising, right? Dead Rising that one we got at launch. There's like all these games
I
that
have
are getting hated on.
beat that.
Yeah, for the simple fact that it was coming out on the Xbox, and that to me was like I thought that's when gaming kind of was starting to go down. When people hated
Well,
a
Oh,
console so
man.
much that they let that hate influence their actual enjoyment of video games.
Sega forever.
Right.
But I want to let you know this. Now you can go back and look. Oh, you see how you said those 3 games right there: Titanfall, Rise, Son of Rome,
Dead
and
Rising 3.
Dead Rising 3.
Killer Instinct.
You
to
know,
some extent.
Killer Instinct.
do you know the PlayStation fanboys and all that? They bashed us and everything, saying the games is trash and everything. But you could look it up yourself. These dudes petitioned for those games.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So if
or
our
never
games
played,
are
or
trash,
never played them, or never played them,
or never played them, but they wanted it on their console. That's what made me laugh. You understand? Like that was crazy for me.
Well, this is why
Like,
this is
wow.
why I can't stand. This is one thing I hated about. This is like one of the actual casualties of console war stuff, right? It's because Titanfall, the first Titanfall, was in its purest form, was probably to me the best one because of the way it was created, the way it was supposed to be done. The way that you would drop into the ship and you're already in a battle, right? Things is already going off, and you drop in there, and then boom, you hit the ground running. And
Yep.
to me, there was like really nothing like that on that level that was done so well. You add in like the Titans, just the way they used to drop out of the sky and all this kind of stuff. So to me, that is like the definitive way Titanfall should be. And had that game done well, like it was supposed to, had it sold the consoles that it was supposed to, right? If people were true gamers, to me, if people were true gamers and actually supported this stuff, we would have got a better version of Titanfall, or would have got more content. That was what they normally do.
Well, the reason why the Titanfall was even a reality was there was articles on it. It said Microsoft saved the game because they went originally.
Yep.
Initially, they went to Sony, and Sony said, "No, we don't need that. We don't want that. We have Killzone." And Killzone, how that turned out. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a testament of how much Microsoft has done for gaming. Just like the second Tomb Raider Part 2. It only came to fruition because Microsoft helped them fund it. That's why it was exclusive. Because they didn't have the money. Because even though the first one did well in numbers, it wasn't well enough and considered a success. Square Enix themselves put that statement out with Crystal Dynamics. They said it.
Another thing too that people didn't realize, man, Microsoft gets a lot of hate for being this big company that just it's just about profits. Number one, I'm glad they're about profits. We Sega guys, man. We know what happens when you don't have profits.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
We can't hate because if Sega had money, they would have still been here. You're absolutely right.
But Microsoft also allowed them to create Titanfall the way they wanted it to be created, man. If you guys haven't seen these videos where they talk to these people and they did behind the scenes, which is a problem with a lot of gamers right now, you guys need a little perspective and you guys need to learn a little bit about the history. But when they talk to the developers, they made the game that they wanted to make. Now, granted, it wasn't everything they wanted to pull in. Look, everybody has deadlines. You got to get the stuff out there. But what you got was pure, uncut, unadulterated, how they wanted Titanfall to be when you got Titanfall.
Listen.
And then they could have expanded on that, had people supported the game. Like that's why I'm so tired of people like bitching and moaning about stuff like this.
I gotta commend you. Hold on, real quick, Ghost. I gotta commend Sega Forever because one thing he said a long time ago, and he was absolutely right. Games like Rise, Son of Rome, games like Killer Instincts, Dead Rising 3, even something like Quantum Break, Sunset, Record, right? Games like that in our generation, as we were growing up, like he so eloquently put it back many, many years ago when we started this podcast, right? He said those games were console sellers
they would have pushed consoles
in our generation.
Yep.
And he is 1,000% right. A game like Rise of the Rome would have meant everybody go buy a Sega console immediately without second question, second thought. They would have just said, have you seen that game? Oh, hell no, we got to play that. They would not worry about what Metacritic was saying, GamePro was saying, EGM was saying, or EB Games. They wouldn't give two fucks. They said, no, I want to play the game. That's it. It would not matter. So I commend them for that because that statement is one of the most intelligent and underrated statements that I've ever heard from anybody in the community say. And he's absolutely right. That's how you know the difference between the gamers now to the gamers that were when we were growing up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest difference. You know, and was a very telling story of how things were going now in the beginning of the generation and the direction that gaming is going.
Like,
I'm sorry.
definitely. Sega Forever. You know how we card players, and I like my cards. But when I experienced Titanfall, it gave me that card feeling when I jumped down and I landed and I'm running. And when I'm shooting the guns, the gun mechanics felt great to me.
Right. Like
And
Modern Warfare 2. Yeah.
yep, it felt good.
Yeah,
Now,
it did
what
feel good.
also made me feel like it was something different is when you running and you see these giant mechs running by you, it makes you look like you really small. You
Yeah.
understand? When they land, boom, and they land, and you see a
That
big
scale, that huge
yeah.
scale. Yeah.
Now you shooting your rocket. Now when he grabs you, you could jump in the sky while a Titan's trying to kill you. Your robot will grab you, put you in his chest. You shooting it out like, oh, now you looking and you seeing people real little while you mad high. So it immersed me more into the game. That was unique. That was something different with Titanfall compared to other shooters like Gears of War, Halos, the regular Call of Duties. Even though these are the people that made Call of Duties, you understand? The developers of Titanfall. But it was just another shooter that was different. You understand?
Yeah, and that's the sad thing about it, bro. Is the sad thing about it is, when you have inspiration and you have a vision, then you have a company that comes in and back you with money to let you do what you want to do. This is the beauty of it. So I know Microsoft, I know these jackasses on Twitter, right? They're like, they talk about the initiative and all that stuff, and they're bad mouthing all the stuff Microsoft. They're trying to bring these people together. And then one of the guys from the initiative talked about that. It's like, look, it's not about the money. It's about the creativity. This is an art. This is an art form that we participate in. It's a hobby, right? There's a big business. It's a billion dollar business. Yeah, I get that, right? But there's art at the core of this gameplay, man. You have to be inspired to create stuff. And when the Xbox, this blew my mind because when Xbox first came out, Xbox One, it blew my mind because I was sitting there. I was not involved in no console war. I had all the consoles because we Sega fans, we had to buy all the consoles if you want to play every Sega game. So you had all the consoles, and this is the first time I saw people just hating on a game just because it belonged to a company they did not like. And I couldn't think, dude. It blew my mind. And the thing that the casualty of that is that a lot of these games that could have been more. Everybody's got to start off somewhere, man. There's got to be a stepping stone. There's got to be a leap off point. And for Titanfall, what we got in that first game was the leap off, was the jump, right? And it was never able to go beyond that because of stupidity, in my opinion, right? And that's when I realized that gaming had changed, man. Because it's like Hebot was saying, when we was growing up, we didn't have Metacritic, thank God.
We didn't.
Look, dude, if we had the crap that we had back then, this game industry would not be around right now.
Oh no.
We would not have made it past PlayStation.
And I said this too, like my kids and them, like they are so lucky. Look at the games we had when we was growing up.
Yeah, Bayou Billy.
Yeah,
what I had.
Paperboy, you had freaking what? Ghouls and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts. But yeah, Millipede, Centipede, you had Pac-Man, you know what I'm saying? You had Galaga. It's all kind of games that came out back then that you look at like now and like, damn, Dad. They'll be like, damn, Dad, that's what you was playing? Like, wow. Like that's what you went crazy for? That's why you wasn't doing your homework to play games like that? You understand? Like, it is Mario. We had what? We could go on for days, bro. Like mentioning.
And look,
games.
I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to sound like that. I don't want to sound like the grumpy old man, but that's what I am, right? And people just don't appreciate a lot of the stuff that we have, man, that they have now. And I see that within my own kids, but I also realize it's a different generation. But still, that wonderment is gone, man. They need to capture that wonderment, dude. What it means to actually experience a game instead of wondering about the value of a game, how long a game is, how many freaking achievements there is in the game, how fast, how can I do a run through, or how can I put this thing on my YouTube channel, right? This is why the niche. I'll go back to this. Is why the niche comment was just so perfect from the president of Sony, because he's in the industry, he sees it, right? Now there's the business side of it. You just let the people think what they want to think. You just want to sell your stuff, right? Okay, that's understandable. But he knows. He sees the data. He sees the numbers. He knows Philzam's not full of crap. He knows the games of Final Fantasy 27 are numbered. You know what I'm saying? He realizes that, dude, because gamers are changing. But with that change, man, a little bit of
it's people don't understand, Sega. It's more. I like what you're saying, but it's more casuals out there than hardcore. We hardcore.
Yeah, of course.
So
And I'll
it's
say this:
more casual,
Xbox
and
is
they
not
don't
the
know no
dude.
better.
Look, Xbox is not the dude bro console. The dude bro console was the first PlayStation. How about that?
Hmm.
That's the truth. Because I help people. I help people get into gaming because these people thought gaming was for nerds and they wanted to play Madden, or they wanted to play Final Fantasy. They wanted to play one of these
NBA
games.
Live, you
Or
right.
NBA Live. The kudos to Sony because Sony was the one that opened up for all the third parties. That's why we have third parties, right? So kudos to Sony for that. But then a lot of these casuals, that's when they all came in. That's why we be dealing with these dudes in our comment sections. Because they came in with Sony and that's all they know. Some of these guys only know PlayStation 3.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's
Some of them didn't.
they still
Some
whipping out
of them
here.
didn't.
Go ahead, honey.
Yeah. Like and my issue too. Like people like, yeah, man, this console. I'm like, no. Y'all take the console war to a certain extent. I take it as fun and games, laugh and giggles. Yeah, I don't get on Xbox Live. Sometimes they'll talk about it because they might see me make a video or something. But I usually in the same. I'm there to I didn't talk about everyday life. You know what I'm saying? People didn't told my son happy birthday. They didn't grew up. You didn't grow relationships.
Right.
You feel? I met K Meg in 108. And I met them online. I had to meet them. I just luckily got to meet them in real life. That's what Microsoft did with Xbox Live. But it's a lot of people that's out there. They don't have real friends out there. They don't have real friends. The internet is their friend. That's their life, and that's a shame.
That's kind of
But
sad.
the internet is their friend.
Hey guys.
And they really don't understand. Like it's the casuals, them the trolls. They don't know what we talking about. They're going off what their favorite YouTube's saying. Like they act like they know what ray tracing. It's a lot of YouTubers don't know nothing about tech, but guess what? They good at regurgitating somebody that they got that knows tech, and they know how to regurgitate it for them to sound knowledgeable.
Facts.
But nobody don't understand that. No, and people are like, oh, this person, like, no, you know who this person brother is? This person brother in tech. He just know how to regurgitate to you to understand. He know how to break it down to a base level where if we really start talking about race tracing and all this other stuff and all that, you're gonna be lost. That's why I don't like to talk about it on my channel, because I want to get to the regular people. People don't come to me for, when you gonna get the new free SICK monitor? I ain't getting no free SICK monitor. It costs too goddamn much. I'm fine what I got. You don't have to get what I'm proving like you don't have to stick up what the Joneses have all the time.
Personal choice.
Yeah. So
hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, Reaper?
Hey, what's up?
Can't go in there with like I got a $5 million PC. So what?
Yeah,
How many drivers do you know how to change the driver? Do that game really work on that on that PC, on that graphics card? What kind of graphics card you know how to overclock it? You know how to overclock that CPU?
Do you know your own frames per
and
second?
if you do it, you're gonna fuck everything up, and ain't no reset button.
You don't need a $5 million
You might fry the
PC to enjoy a game.
motherboard.
Yeah, but you don't need a $5 million PC to enjoy a game. 100.
Yeah.
No,
Man, I remember this.
100 or like 1,000.
Yeah, I put this way. I remember this. I think last gen it was 360, and Borderlands 2 came out, and my 360 crashed on me. Right. Mm-hmm. I wanted to play Borderlands 2, so as me as a PC pirate, I pirated that motherfucker and was playing on a regular laptop, and I hooked it up to my TV, and I enjoyed it. Was I running it at super graphic? No, but I was enjoying the game. It ran fluently.
That's right. Right. It was serving its purpose is what you needed. What you needed
until my 360 came.
Dude, if that's the case, bro, we would have never enjoyed fucking Atari or Pong in our houses when we were playing in those Craftsdale machines in the 70s and 80s. You know what I mean? So come on.
I would have never took some ass whippings for sneaking in the living room to play. Yep. Let's be real here. We keeping it real, man. I go in there, my pops and uncle like, what are you doing, nigga?
What you took so much shit for?
Yeah, we in there.
The internet turned off on me for that.
Hang on. He-Bot. I don't know if you're old enough to know this. Remember on the Atari 2600 and the other, even I think on the Nintendo, remember we had the.
Oh, what happened? I lost it.
I think he cut off.
Yeah, he cut off.
Yeah, he
Damn.
Yeah, I was.
He was gonna get juicy too.
Yeah.
I remember the two screws that you had to put up at the top. and you had to
Oh,
switch. You
Yeah,
had the
yeah,
little
yeah.
switch to go
The
on and
RB,
on.
the RF switch.
Yeah.
You have to screw it on in the
You had
back.
to screw that shit on, and if it break,
Hey, butter knife,
think
man,
about it.
butter
We didn't
knife.
have a solder gun at the time, so you had to tape it,
No,
and
no.
sometimes that tape would burn up.
Yeah. And another thing was if you didn't have a good ground wire, like in the back, or if it was loose, then what would happen is you would get bad feedback on your image on the screen. So it would look like little rain showers on the image sometimes. And you're like, damn, what the hell? If you got like a split in the wire or something like that, that shit
you
was
got to use
funny.
the black tape for that.
Yeah, yeah, the electrical tape.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
electrical
You
tape
had
for
black
that,
tape.
baby. That's
You
old
had
school.
black
Keep
tape.
talking. 'Cause
That's right.
you never
Oh, you
lie,
rich
nigga.
bastard.
That's how you know you're a real gamer. Well, especially when you got to
See,
take the
these kids don't even know what memory cards are.
man. Oh, memory cards. Remember that? Memory cards. How you took it
Yeah.
back? Oh, we took it back, T Reaper. Memory cards. Remember this, T Reaper? Nintendo. Oh my God. Your cheeks feel
Yeah.
like you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Get
Same
get
thing
the
on
alcohol
Sega
and the
cartridges,
Q-tips.
too.
Get the
Yeah.
alcohol and the Q-tips.
Oh yeah, yo, he might took it back, nigga. I'll go on the Q-tips, make that shit work. Oh shit.
That shit was terrible, and it did work, but it was little methods we had to figure out because our mom and dad weren't gonna go out and get us more games.
What?
You bugging?
My
Once
father
that shit broke, you was asked out.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Yo, sit there and pretend that shit worked."
my father be like this, Johnny, Nito.
Back in the
How
day,
many
it
times
was
you blew in
Mega
that cartridge
Drive.
and it made you you blew in that cartridge and it make you have an asthma attack?
What?
Until you had an asthma attack, you were like, "Please work, please work,
Yep, you over
please
here
work."
tapping. Remember people had their little special little things. The homie's like, no, just tap it twice like this before you put it down.
Yeah, I bet it worked.
And then when you finally get it to work, you finally give it to work. Like, don't touch it. You bet not
Don't touch it. Then you
And
stay
then
on
you go
that
back, you try to
motherfucker
make
for
it work.
hours.
You're like, all right, it's cool. And you go back to the next day and put that and sit while working. You actually put it. You actually did surgery on a cartridge. I knew it
Another
was a
thing that they
surgery.
used
The
to
vacuum
do.
was your ER station.
What?
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, dude.
You know what was one of the things that we used to work to, no lie, was on the Nintendo. You know how it had the slide-in door? You
Yeah.
would put the cartridge in, right, on the Master System, the NES, right?
Yeah.
And then you would push it down, and it had the click system where it had to hold on, right?
Yeah.
So what
You had to hold it down until it basically read, and then you were all set.
Right. And so when you hold it down, what you would do is, because the spring would get ruined
Mhm.
Yeah.
after time. So what you would do is you put another cartridge to put it on top, to slide it on the top, so the weight would keep it down, and that's how it would work. That also worked a lot all the time as well.
Now, for those of you guys listening, man, we laughing about it now, but this was not fun.
Oh no! Oh
No, it's not.
Once that started to happen to us, we're like, "Oh shit, my console's gonna die soon!" No,
Trust me,
But
you
I
knew you
have
was gonna
so
get
much
another
easier
one.
now.
you knew you wasn't gonna get another one.
Bro, my
Shit.
brother was known for destroying my shit. They get mad when he would break my stuff. I used to get into fights plenty of times. Me and my brother arguing and get into fights over that. Man, a controller broke. What are you doing? Start rumbling. But I tell you,
Yeah.
man, he's right. My Nintendo door was off. I have to utilize what I got. Got to push that
One
thing
step.
down, and you got to make it happen, man. What about guys when you do all that and it still ain't coming on? You
Oh,
try to get mad, and the screen turned blue with like lines on it. You're like, what the
oh shit!
and then you try to get it right, like yeah, and then you get it, guys, and a fucking cat or the dog you got start getting happy, and it goes up again, and you, oh my god, and you like,
Oh no! Or your parents will walk in and bump into the buto or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! It's just not working.
It's
Then
not
they get
working.
mad at you and smack you because you get all mad. It's out. And say,
Your
why you
wires
do
will be
that?
going across the floor, and they just trip over, and then bam. You're in the middle of the
Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst.
No,
That
like
is the worst.
I mean, they think you have to like unplug things now. That's bad. Imagine the N64 where every other 3 months you had to do that. Unplug.
Yeah,
and then it powered back on. I mean, like
Yeah, it was
now
terrible.
it only happens like every 6 months to an Xbox, but now like back then you had to do it constantly.
Reaper, think about this. All we do now is go to the game tab, press start or A, and it goes right in.
It's
And
all
we're ready to go, and we still complain about the shit. It's like, what
That's
the
why
fuck?
I like 100, man. When people start bitching about online, and because Xbox, right?
automatic.
Because we paid for it, but people be complaining. 100 goes, go out and do something. Live your life. Go
I
do
mean, it's
something.
security.
Yeah, go do something
It's not
with
that hard to understand.
Go out with your friends.
Yo,
Go do something, damn it.
Yo, honey, tell them next time, go in the corner and sit down and blow bubbles, bro, because you wilding out. Ain't nothing.
Shit.
No, I'm talking about. I have saw people that known YouTubers lose their mind,
Yep.
and then I'm like, I
Dude.
know it's around 11 my time. It's
Right,
about where I
right.
know where you live at. Don't you go? The sun is still out. Go take a walk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, dude,
Everything go down. I don't see nobody. People complain when perfect example when you go to when you go get a flight, your flight delay. What can you do? Nothing. So that shit land.
No,
Or so that shit
all you
ready to
gotta
take
do-
off.
all you
You
gotta
gotta
do
go
is
to the
go
bar.
all you gotta do is go to the cafeteria.
You can't
get,
do
like,
nothing.
a nice English
Yeah,
muffin.
there you go.
You're good.
Cafeteria
Well,
bar. You can go
whoa,
sit there.
Make sure you
look.
bring a book, or at least an
Well,
audio
look.
book. Keep yourself
Look
up.
how a lot of people, and because he's here, that's why I'm bringing it up. A lot of people give Reaper a hard time saying, "Oh, he don't do nothing but play games and be on social
No,
media." But
he's
yeah,
a gamer.
yeah, you see Reaper on his Facebook or other things like that. He go out, the man go drink with his boys.
That's what I'm
He be
talking about.
he be smoking, having a good time. Like he does other things. You see
Yeah.
him be active, doing other things, having a life, and that's what it's all about. Like Hunter said, if it don't work, dude, go find a girlfriend or
It's
something.
something else. Sometimes I think it's a why it don't work because you need to go do something.
Yeah, that's
No,
You
cool.
need to go
I
do
love
something.
my
You
new
know,
Instagram
go see if
platform.
you go meet a
Those people
female or
are
something.
awesome. Absolutely
You
awesome
know what I'm
fans.
saying? But
Absolutely
you
awesome.
want to go there, you want to troll, but then how many times you go down for maintenance? You know
I
what I'm
ain't gonna
saying?
lie.
Yeah.
Alright.
I ain't gonna lie. T Reaper's known for this. One day I did a podcast, me and him alone. He
Oh,
jumps on me. He goes, Ghost, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna fuck them up. I say, how? He goes, I'm gonna beat God of War and throw it up. I said, I'm gonna break yo, my man. Them ponies wanted to break his legs. They wanted to kill that man. That man beat God of War and started blowing it up. Even Zaire and them was after his ass, like, yo, chill, son. Don't say it, Reaper.
I mean, if
Right.
King would
See,
have
Ripper
opened his
get
mouth,
focused.
it
See,
wouldn't have
they
been a
think about it.
problem.
Ripper
But
would
King
get
would
focused on the
acted all
game.
soft. I'm
Yeah,
like, dude, I
Reaper
already beat it. Don't make me do it.
Yeah, he said,
Yeah.
yo, he told me, Ghost, I'm telling you, the game come out tomorrow, nigga. I'm on there, and I'm going to beat that game and blow it up before anybody beat it. And he
If
did.
T Reaper, man, if
He
T Reaper
did.
gets the greatest hits, that's the number one right there.
Yeah,
He did that.
yeah.
Dude.
But
And it
see,
was
Ripper
all a
Oh, you
warned
joke.
them
messed
You
like,
up
know,
leave me
it
alone.
everybody.
was all a prank. It was, none of it was
Yeah, he said,
actually.
leave me
It was
alone
all
before
a
I bust
joke.
you.
It
I'll
was, you
bust
know,
your
became a
business out
martyr.
there
it
in the
was so
street.
serious. Like,
After
wow,
after
so
I
that,
couldn't
serious.
wait.
Reaper became a martyr.
I just remember like how social media blew up after that, man. And people's like, you see what T Reaper did? And I just sat there thinking to myself, first I thought it was hilarious, and I knew what you did, and I thought it was hilarious. And number two, I was like, man, you guys need to get a life.
No,
You guys need
it
to
was fun because
with yourselves.
like 2 weeks ago when me and Hebo were on Twitter and we were that German and that kangaroo that was so much fun because I did that on purpose because I went right to my Instagram. I'm like, everybody liked this because this is this guy did it in 6 months. They all knew I did. I wasn't meaning 6 months. I was just joking. So like they all liked it. There was like 10 likes. Then I showed it back to him. He's like, that's so true. It was in May. I'm like, I know, dude. Chill. Just shut up.
We'll take it.
Like my Instagram feed knew what I was doing. It was just mad funny.
Just real quick, man. Craig Simmons who jumped in on the group. So he said,
Hollywood,
I noticed.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
Hey, Greg.
dude.
Hollywood. When you want to get your
Hollywood.
ass whooped in Mortal Kombat.
Crazy. It's funny. It's out putting those videos when he's shooting the guns. Like, wow,
Yeah, that's Hollywood. Hollywood. When you want this work, let me know. I got free smoke, tear gas for your ass.
Oh, man. Wow.
Good people.
Just real quick, man. Hey, moment of silence, man, for your Omega Supreme, dude. My bad. I feel for you.
Oh,
His grandma.
Oh,
you see the guy that they go by with a dirt bike. It's already like 1 a.m. The guy riding out there still. Like, that's how you get caught by the cops. There ain't no cars to get away. You know what I mean? Now you out there and they hit you right off the bike.
wow.
Yeah, over here it's crazy in New York.
Yeah.
You be riding with a dirt bike with a broken leg, all right, dangling. I seen it happen.
Yeah.
You can't even hit the clutch,
Oh,
bro.
man.
Can't hit the brake nothing, boy. Cops
Oh, wait, so Ghost, what were you saying? We're talking about E3. What were you guys?
That's what I wanted you guys' opinion on. What do you guys think is like E3 gonna be like in 2 weeks?
What you talking
drinking.
about?
That's what I'm
The
gonna be
2 hour.
doing.
Oh,
Two hour
he was
show.
asking.
What is the 2 hour show gonna be about?
2 hour show, man. I tell you this, Reaper.
No, I heard it was 10. Get it straight.
Man, I tell you this. I know
Yeah,
everybody's gonna
that's true.
bash
I did hear it said.
Microsoft, but I just want Microsoft to go
Dude,
come out swinging. Meaning, I want to see all these new studios, probably at least maybe 2 or 3 or 4 studios, show us games that's gonna come out. Maybe like for this generation coming up.
2021, 2022.
Yeah, show us some, and at least show us maybe Gears. Maybe we know that's coming anyway, but show us
We need a
something
Gears
different.
console too.
You know what I mean? And
That's
something
30
to
hours.
keep us happy, bro. Like we got 2019, we got that in the bag. PlayStation ain't doing that because 2020, you know, PlayStation they're gonna knock it out the park. They watching everything that Microsoft doing, and please, Microsoft, if you can hear me, and y'all do listen to the show, and you last because we've been on for 2 hours, and you last this long, Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg, any one of y'all, please, my brother, do not show the specs and the power of your console, because that's what
Sony revealed big shit.
All right, I'm
exactly.
gonna say something that too many people don't know about. And put it this way, this what you're gonna see about the X. They're gonna show you. Remember they showed you about the X?
Yeah.
How they sold the chip. They're gonna play that same role. They ain't gonna show. They ain't showing nothing else. They're gonna show you that. They're gonna show you that because, and they might show you games that's taking power. They're gonna have developers sitting there again. Gonna probably, hey, we love this machine. That's just a filler. That's for them to change clothes and shit.
Just start up the hype. Yeah.
And I'm telling
That's all they gonna do.
Body blows.
But they don't do nothing but games.
Phil Spencer and them might make the mistake, bro. And I'm telling you, Yoshida's gonna go, no. He gonna come out and know it. We more powerful. It's a rap, nigga. It takes show.
No, what's called no.
I don't know, man.
Now
I don't know.
Sony. Now
Sony
it's
is
word
like-
on the street that Sony might pull it off. Say something about their thing later on this year.
I
But
don't know, man.
Microsoft,
They're still reeling from that partnership.
What was the question?
Did you hear that xCloud is now in 13 regions already?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Microsoft got all those damn server farms. Microsoft ain't nothing but it's not but Skynet.
No, but they're not but internet whores. They're internet whores.
Them motherfuckers, man. Man, you see, they got the government checks for the Department of Defense.
I'm telling you this, man. They bend the
They
knee.
using Xbox. They using Xbox controllers on a submarine to control the sub.
Satya, bro. Satya is no joke, man. Satya Nadella is the real deal.
He's a really smart man. Smart man.
He's super
smart businessman.
And he don't get no credit for it because everybody wanted
Oh,
Bomber.
I don't think.
When
Yeah,
Bomber
don't worry,
was in
man.
charge, Bomber put Microsoft in the hole.
No, but
What's
I think,
old boy that had Xbox put Xbox in the hole. You see the other two.
Donnie Matt.
Donnie Matt put Xbox in the hole.
What?
Donnie Matt
did, boy? Donnie Matt.
Yeah, but a lot of the things he did too also helped the Xbox product.
He laid us down
Back
on
in the
that bed like
360 era
misery,
too.
my
It's just
nigga.
different now.
That's what Donnie Matt did. He had us tied up on the bed, boy, to the Xbox fans. Like
No,
this.
but to be honest,
Donnie Matt don't even got a job no more. He got fired from a mobile.
You know what it is.
He got fired from a mobile company.
You know what it is,
a mobile
bro?
game company.
Now he was just that person that we needed for that time. That's what he was.
What? He shot us in the foot? No.
No,
but
because he made a lot of
360.
smart decisions for the 360, dude. He made money for the 360.
He made money for
big
them,
time.
And then
Well, he was the right guy at the time.
He made
Yeah.
money for
Just
the
the right
big
person
time,
at the
right?
time.
And
Yeah.
then he shot Microsoft so bad in the foot that look, we recovering now, sweating
Well,
bullets.
he was just being honest to the team.
He beat the shit out of
He
us.
did it. He was doing it Donald Trump. He was being honest to the T. That's it. That's all.
Well, I'm pretty
No,
sure
I want a
Donnie
console.
was individual number one.
You want a console that's online? That's not online. Just go get a 360. I mean, he was being honest.
He was honest, man. He said, you ain't
He
got
wasn't
no
trying
Yeah,
to
but
be
that's really harsh to say to certain people. That's why everybody flipped the hell out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but again, it never happened. So what the
It never
fuck?
happened. But what happened was this: the media took that, ate that up like
Fuck the media. Real gamers don't listen to the media.
Phil Spencer and them had to switch up, like, oh shit, we fucked up. Take the Connect out, take it out. They had to do
Well, they gave you the option to play without it. That's pretty much what happened there, you know?
which I really love the Connect. I liked it to Connect.
Oh, hell yeah. Shit, I still love the fucking man.
But you know how it is, guys. You had a lot of
Bro,
haters.
I made my son give me back my Connect. You know the Connect can sit on the flat screen, right?
He did.
My Connect.
He really did.
I made
Give it
him.
too much
I said,
back.
"You using it?"
Come on,
The
shit,
only
bro.
reason I gave it to him because at the time he didn't have a headset, And I'm like, you go to school, fight. I'll get you when I have to wear. I said, I'll come back and go get it. But he kept it. So I said, well, why connect that under the bed? Get that, connect to your grandma. I ended up buying a stand for the bad boy to fit on my flash, because to connect by itself, it can't fit. I found a stand on Amazon. And like I said, I was like, okay, I love to do videos of that's a powerful ass camera.
Yes.
And I want to ask you guys this too. I heard with this partnership, Microsoft busted and got some cameras from Sony. Who made up this bullshit? First off, I need the Sony cameras. Look at the connect. I saw someone, somebody told me that shit almost did a jig.
I mean, they're trying to make interactive cinema games. Come on, they need better cameras.
Exactly.
They need that CGI to work. They need those IMAX cameras and crap.
Because
Microsoft got enough money to buy IMAX.
Games like Rise and Quantum Break didn't have no good quality CGI or cutscenes.
Yeah.
Now, guys, what used to make me laugh, like back then, like a couple of years ago? They had the balls, these fanboys down in the comment sections and stuff, especially on Twitter, to connect this trash, which it was 1080p.
Yeah.
And they had a 720p camera. Does that make any sense? I didn't get that.
No, that shit wasn't 720p. Their camera was less than that. It wasn't 720p. It was less than that shit.
What?
Yeah, it was less than that shit.
Yeah, but
it was 480. It was 420p, and then they got an update where they could do 720. Or some shit like that.
Yeah, you're talking about the 360 camera, right, Hebot?
No. The first camera that came out with PS4.
Oh, yeah.
When it first came out.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
People don't even talk about that, but it's
that camera was like a total fail.
But the funny shit is, Reaper, I'm telling you, they'll be like, yo, connect this trash, but they're not looking at this. Like, yo, you still got the same shit I got. The only thing is I came with our console, you took out yours.
Mm-hmm.
So when you buy the shit, that's still something that your company is giving y'all. So a whack ass camera. So get the fuck out of here.
No, they gave the worst thing you gave them two that big ass dildos. Man, I'm saying nobody don't hear vibrate.
Oh man,
them dildos. Think about it.
Oh,
I put it away from the 360 camera. I put this way. My dad bought a Wii. My dad wasn't really into video games, but when I had my son, he bought a Wii, right? We used to bowl every weekend, right?
Yeah.
I ended up getting an Xbox with a Kinect, and he was saying, "We don't got to." He's like, "You ain't got to put no controller in your hand." We used to game every Saturday night for like 6 hours until I pass out. And my son was sitting there bowling, but you had no saying. But this was what the media kept on. Well, what I'm in the dorm room, that's your motherfucking fault.
Yeah.
That's really your fault.
That's just your position. That's it.
But I'm like, maybe you can go to the girls' gym, get the girls, it's bikinis and have drunken bowling night. There's ways you can do it. But you can't get mad at it. Microsoft upped the game with the Xbox One Connect. Oh, this and this and that, and
well, the only thing that I didn't like about that is at first you have to use it with the system in order for it to work. If you were stuff.
Well, because it was designed with the UI. Everything was designed
with the original UI that way, and then they changed it, and then it was much better. But then everybody missed the Kinect, and then it just spiraled from there.
What's that movie? What's that game? And that was the game that you can sit down and play. I think it was something Dreams or something like that.
Oh, D4.
Yeah. That game was cool. And you can sit right in front of the camera.
And it's still exclusive, by the way. It's not even on PC.
That game ain't coming.
And it's not on no fucking...
But look at everybody that's using that camera. You got doctors using that camera. You got NASA using that camera.
Yeah. Surgeons and shit,
Yeah.
So
but people got into that. Oh, that camera looking at me. Oh yeah, I'm blowing this girl back out. Yeah, you can look at me, Microsoft.
Yeah, some people are ridiculous with that, man. I've told people online, like some of my friends, they was like, I think it was spy on me. I'd be like, look, dude, nobody cares what you do. Nobody cares about you, man.
You ain't no drug dealer.
You're not the biggest drug dealer, bro. And I said,
you ain't Nino Brown.
Why the fuck the government want to look at you, man?
Why are you so special?
I tell my customers all the time. You know how many customers I come in and they got tape around the camera? I said, nobody watching you.
Yeah.
Now the funny shit was this, man. I went to one of my boys' house, right? He goes, "Nah, I didn't buy the Xbox, man. Cause that, you gotta watch it, man. You connect, bro. The government is watching." I said, "Yeah, but you got a PlayStation 9, right?" "Yeah, so the fucking Japanese government is watching you. You don't make no fucking sense. So you rather get watched by other people from another country than you." I said, "Man, you don't make no fucking sense."
Sound retarded.
You might have contributed.
Yeah, that's how PlayStation dudes were, man. They fucking weirdos. Not for nothing like that. I'm sorry for cursing
Like,
like
dude,
that.
come on.
But come on, bro.
What makes,
How you gonna say we
what
can't
makes
watch
anybody
at
so
the eye?
special that they're gonna watch you? Like, for real. Like,
Yeah,
why are you so special?
some of these dudes be feeling themselves way too much,
Yeah, feeling themselves. That's an understatement.
Hey,
man.
they was feeling themselves going. Telling you. Yo, Reap, what you think about this E3 going on for 2 hours and maybe some change, which I know Microsoft is going to try to knock it out the park, baby boy. I can't wait.
I hear they have Halo Infinite lined up, Gears 5 lined up, and a whole bunch of third parties. I just hope
That's great, bro.
I just hope to God they impress us to invest if they are going to do a sneak peek for next year. Please give people a reason to invest, because otherwise you're like going to be absolutely screwed. But then you might not be, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay. I feel like they're kind of clueless with that.
People thought they weren't investing on the Xbox One, and look how much money they've been making.
Yeah, but that's all of Game Pass, Eba. Like that,
I think it's pretty much everything, but
Yeah, I mean, they make money by helping other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're service driven. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like the one argument that I still can't stand to this day on Twitter. Like, oh, Microsoft broke. Microsoft broke. I'm like, no. All you gotta do is look at the stock market and look how many people are using their products, Minecraft included.
Yeah, Minecraft's the biggest game, right?
Yeah.
I've told, and me and Hebot has talked about this, man. This is the one difference between. I think Hebot brought it up a little earlier. Sorry for repeating it, but I mean, this is the difference between a gaming company and a company like Microsoft, man. Like, look, Sega, perfect example, right? They got Microsoft has that money. That's why people will call us corporate slaves. I was like, I want my company to have some kind of dough, especially when they're gonna take on stuff like this.
Capital, they can fight. Yeah,
right.
I mean, like that's like the one thing that you just don't do. You don't wake the lion that has the bigger wallet, because the bigger wallet will always win.
And that's how you know Microsoft knows this, man, because they don't. They've always taken the high road. I mean, I've had my issues with them doing that, especially with Phil. But given all the problems we've had and all the hate we've gotten, look at what we have now because of that. And if Microsoft is that company that could pull it off. So
I mean, we have a better world now, which is like a gift to the new gamers. But then they, like you said earlier, like they look back on what we had and they're like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, that's Halo, bro.
And that's why I told a lot of Xbox guys, man, because these other people was coming out and they was telling Xbox guys, be classy, but no, take that victory lap, man. These guys got punched in the mouth with the 1-2, and they deserve that ass whooping, dude. They deserve that ass whooping for all the stuff they've been talking. And I've had Xbox guys come to me like, why do you have to be that way? I said, because you wasn't there, bro. You wasn't there in the trenches. You wasn't there when they was making pictures of the kids and dildos in front of their face.
You want to know how bad these ass
bending over and saying the same shit.
Nah, it ain't that. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna say it in this perspective. When I looked in the corner, they was beating down T Reaper. When I went to the right, they had Hebot hemmed up. I looked at Hunter and his crew. They ran up on him with some bats. They took me, Iron Wolf, and colliding us, and they was beating us with sticks. They even pulled out guns on us. These ponies ain't have no justice on us.
Yeah, and then all I had to do was just raise my hand like Thanos and snap.
Yep, they jumped. They jumped us.
Phil found all the Infinity Stones and put that on. That's what happened.
Yo, no lie.
Gave me the gauntlet and snap.
It was so brutal.
Dude, and with a smile on his face, dude. With a smile on his face, man. That dude is classy. I give him that.
Taking ass whippers, we was really winning. Because they said, you ain't got no games. We had the games in the beginning. And they had indies.
Well, that's kind of getting annoying. Like, you do understand, like, more games exist than just exclusives. Like, if we only played exclusives, we would not be on this platform right now. And, that is not the case. Like, it's just, that's just a filler for the year. You have to play variety to enjoy this. If you just play one, it's just not going to be enjoyable no matter what you play.
This will be a totally different podcast, I think.
Well, you can't say that because look at Nintendo. Nintendo has one exclusive a year, and they're still dominating.
I'm telling you.
And they love Pikachu. Pikachu is their best friend.
Oh, my God. You ain't know? Charmander. Char. Nah, yo, but Reaper, all they said was, "We got indies. You lost." What? We lost? Okay. Now that they got games, they said, "Yeah, we got Uncharted 4. Power
No, first
up."
we have
And then-
1080p.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
was a resolution and all that. So I was like, we was taking L's for nothing. I'm like, damn. Even
You know-
when we take L's, what the fuck's going on here?
no,
Like,
that's what, just like you said, bro. We was taking L's. It's like, oh yeah, well we got that indie first. And I was like, oh yeah, then the next spot come along. Oh yeah, but we're gonna enhance our indies.
what?
I mean, look at it this way, guys. Not even Call of Duty saved him. That's kind of the sad part.
Yo,
Oh, that's kind of the even sadder part. Not even Call of
That's
Duty
pretty
like
tough.
exclusivity
That's pretty
saved him.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy.
I mean, and that's the one thing Phil didn't want to do this generation was take Call of Duty back. That's the like, you know, and he's like, oh, you can give it to Sony.
Well, he was right.
It's not gonna work anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
He said making third-party deals like that were really not as profitable anymore. He was right.
Look,
He
hey,
was
man,
right.
Ghost man, I know we caught boys and stuff like that, but the thing I hate about Activision is they service is still trash, man.
Yes.
And after you play Titanfall,
I mean,
and after you
servers-
play the
the
new
servers-
Halo, you can't go back.
You can't call the next one Modern Warfare. We already have one that's called Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. You can't do that. You already have a title that says that. So
They'll
like,
probably, but they probably still will though.
Them niggas know it's a cash grab, man. It's a cash grab.
I mean, we all knew that was going to happen to Sledgehammer, though. That was just going to happen automatically.
Yeah, that's.
We gotta stand up. Everybody need to stand up and tell Activision, enough's enough. I'm tired of this shit. Give us something different. You understand?
Yeah, they had to make
the
something
same
different.
thing, bro. Like it's the same engines. I love COD. Don't get me wrong. I love the multi.
Same engine for fucking 15 years, dude.
Yeah, they need to do give us new service. You know, something different, like new engines. Like, come on,
Especially
man.
The fans
COD is-
make that money,
it's-
invest that money in it.
It's
No,
losing.
I was talking to people this morning. They're like, "Oh, I only play Call of Duty for story," and I was like, "They're like, I don't even touch the multiplayer." And I just looked at them and I was like, "What?" I'm like,
the face of that line. He just said, "Stop it."
I'm like, what planet do you live on? Oh my god! But now everybody's obsessed with Dauntless, so that's practically what I hear on a daily basis now. Dauntless this, Dauntless that.
You know the sad thing about it, and I think I experienced this with Apex Legends because, like you guys, I didn't really care for it. But the thing that got me about it is, it's a lot of these guys who stream.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
it's a new
they're looking
streaming
for that
candy.
new-
That's kind of what
yeah.
Fortnite and all the BRs are. They're streaming candy, is what they are.
Well, it's like the next big thing, like you
Yeah.
say. It's the stream, it's they get on the game real quick and they're trying to build
That's
their
all the
following.
reason they care.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Some of these new bloods are really, really talented. I'll give
Oh yeah,
them
they
that.
are. Yeah.
They are very, very talented. I mean,
Okay.
sometimes they have to be corrected around, like, because I saw this the squad doing a Roman tactic, but the guy went one way and two guys went that way. I'm like, bro, next time take one guy with you and then have the other guy use as bait, and then you would just wipe them out. All just so much easier because it would have two on the back and one in the front.
I need a lot
And the reality of it is with people that stream too is
so
like,
fast. It's not even funny. These dudes are playing. You got some cheating too, and all you hear is this. You go shh, 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 shh. down, down, a shink. Now you get into another room. You're like, damn, we died that fast. All right, we gliding in. Shh. Yo, it happens so fast. It's not even funny.
You touch the ground, you die. It's
Yeah.
bad. And you gotta be really tactical where you land because otherwise you're just dead. It's just like, and there's
And then
no second chance.
Reaper, I learned how to land quick, how to make my body fly on an angle to go here. And and there's still somebody there. How the fuck? Sometimes I flip out. Like, how the fuck? I won games, but then there's sometimes, Reaper, where you shoot like two of them and a guy come out of nowhere, bro. Like,
Yeah.
What do you guys talk about Fortnite?
no.
Just PRs in general. Yeah,
Apex,
Apex PRs.
It's crazy. It'd be like, brrr, you down. Like, what the fuck? They got a wingman. It's a handgun. That shit's like, it's old beast. You down.
Well, I
Like,
these new bloods that can go on 5 streaks in under like 2 seconds. I'm like,
Yeah, dude,
damn, that
I ain't gonna lie. I'm good. But when I seen these people on freaking live streaming, it's like they made the game. These dudes down, down, 3 dudes. I'm like, what the fuck? They taking dudes out like nothing. I'm like, yo, these dudes gotta be cheating, gotta aim bot or something. And they dropping dudes like nothing.
Right.
Like, I'm like, yo, how? Like, no fucking way. You even hear people complaining.
yeah.
I ain't
Oh
gonna
yeah.
complain
Oh
else,
yeah.
but it's bad though. I ain't gonna lie. Apex, it's bad.
Dude, when I play Fortnite, I play Fortnite, and I remember the first time I played it multiplayer, and then somebody threw up a wall. I threw my controller down. I was like, "What the?"
Oh,
Fuck?
man.
I just walked away.
I was just playing Halo, and my own teammate betrayed me and teabagged me. And then at the end of the match, I looked at the score, and I still had a higher KD, and I'm like, I still had the highest score, and he's like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "Okay, this dude must be really young if he didn't understand what the hell I was saying."
Exactly. I teabagged you, that Momo.
You betrayed me for the sniper rifle. I'm like, come on, that's just not fair.
Yeah, you got weirdos like that. You got dudes, I hate that too. In COD, they shoot you right in the back. Right in the fucking back.
Especially if you're on hardcore. And then the thing sucks is that, like, if you misfire and you kill 3 people, bam, booted. And I'm like, that's just not fair. Like, if it's a missed shot, it's one thing. But if you do it on purpose, it's another.
Yeah. Hey, y'all finna get out of here.
Yeah, we've been here for a while. It's been like 2 hours and some change. Yo, Reaper, if you down for next time, I'm saying, because I know you came in a little late, I would have enjoyed you in the beginning of the show, like us balling out.
Yeah, man. I had to play host. I had to get the kid out of my house.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's wrong.
You're going to get in trouble, Reaper. Reaper's crazy, son.
No, but it was fun. He was just watching me play. No, I'm loving my new Instagram platform. It's absolutely amazing. So many nice people. So much welcome. It's absolutely insane.
Oh, that's what's up, bro.
Oh, awesome. Go check it out, dude.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let them know where they can find you at, y'all.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, my Instagram now is like all lowercase Odo underscore T _ Reaper. And I pretty much post, anything from, philosophy to, gaming montages to, gaming lessons on like pretty much a weekly basis now. And, it's a lot of fun, but programming it for Instagram TV is a lot different than YouTube. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, check that out, dude.
Definitely. I want to check that. Honey, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. They already know where they can find me all on the interweb. I pop up like a thief in the night. You know what I'm saying? I don't keyboard warrior. When I do, I drop the mic. Like I had to drop the mic on a pony the other day when I was at work bored, and I had to drop the mic on his ass. He was talking shit. My Xbox, I'm like, yeah, what's PlayStation Network gonna be on? Oh, Microsoft shit on Xora. He didn't say nothing to me. I guess I don't know.
Someone
please, they catch me everywhere.
Someone please fix those spam messages though. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no. See, now I've been getting spam. Now I got to do what you call it update. They don't come in my regular inbox. Like say if you
I like that new chat.
You're in my regular inbox.
That is actually
they got the other people in another inbox now, so they're kind of using like email.
Yeah.
So I get a person sit there. I was talking to you. I don't know you.
Well, I like it when it turns out to be like an actual like Tinder, Tinder person, and I'm like, all right, block, spam, report, bam, done.
I don't know. I finally got spam, so I was kind of happy about it. Because people was talking about it. There's nothing in my inbox.
Maybe they just hasn't found you yet.
So I got like 2 messages the other day. I was like, all right.
You masochist.
I was like, hey, I got spam.
Spartacus. Sparta.
Well, how many times did you say that when you was playing Rats in a Room?
Nah, I was going.
This is Spartacus, somebody.
When I merged into that, man, I was going in. I thought I was the guy. What was his name? Not from Gladiators, man. Marcus.
Oh yeah.
What? I thought I was him, boy.
Marius.
Marius. That's what I thought I was. Are you not entertained? I was going crazy. Let's go. Maximus. I felt good in that Coliseum.
Marius.
Yep.
Leonidas.
This
you are
Leonidas.
Yo, you know them ponies and the fan boys come up to us like in 300. That little guy, Leonidas, with the humpback. Yeah, trying to set us up.
Yeah, we had some of them in this group.
Hell yeah.
Watch your back.
You gotta watch your back. They be like that, Leonidas. Give
I
up.
like what he says to him too. That's what we should. That's how we kind of handled it too, right?
Nigga sold out the Spartans for some pussy, my nigga. If you notice, he sold out the Spartans for some ass. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's basically what he did.
Yeah, he sold them niggas out for a piece of pussy, man. That's
that
crazy.
nigga dick was thirsty.
That nigga's ugly as hell, bro. He looked and said, Leonidas, give up. Then I just looked at this nigga like, you motherfucker.
You thirsty?
Oh, but he's like
ass.
he was cool about it too. He pulled like a Phil. He pulled a Phil over, right? He looked at him and he said, "Was something like that? May you live long," or something like that. He told him that. And he made
He's
it
like,
look-
I didn't do nothing wrong.
It was cool.
He's like, I ain't do nothing wrong. What y'all talking about?
Yeah,
Well, so, I guess I'll go next, Ghost, real quick.
go ahead.
Yeah, so All In channel, man. I used to be Xbox All In, but now I'm just the All In channel because I do a lot of other
Formerly
stuff.
known as Xbox All In.
Yeah, formerly the artist known as Xbox All In. I switched to All In.
I love it. He said the artist formerly known as Xbox.
I switched to All In because I just was constantly complaining about comic book stuff. And a lot of these I cover more than just video games on my channel. In fact, just real quickly, guys, man, if you haven't got a chance to go check out Best Buy and some of these deals for Memorial Day. I just picked up a 49-inch.
Oh, that is. Oh, yeah, that is. Happy Memorial Day, everybody.
Happy Memorial Day to to our brothers in arms out there.
Mhm.
But I picked up a 4K television, UHD HDR with wide color gamut 5 series, TCL for $299, 49-inch.
Wow.
What's the refresh rate?
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think it's still 60. I
Oh,
want to say 60 or 1. It might be 120. I can't.
yeah. I
For that-
believe.
for that
I think
20
mine
I
is
think it's
still 120 if I remember
I think
correctly.
it's
Yeah.
120.
It is 120. I know it's the 5 series, so it's better than the 4, man. So pay that extra, maybe $20.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for even bigger TVs, I'm kind of limited by the size of my house and where I can put the television. But like the 65 inches, man, the 75 inches are all good prices now. You can get some of these TVs that was like $1,200 to $1,500. Now they're as low as $600, $500.
Yes, sir.
So there's like you have options. You guys have options out there to go look at this stuff. Do it by tomorrow, man, because of course Memorial Day will be the last day.
Hey,
But you
man.
guys have to check it out.
And then we gotta wait for Black Friday.
If
Yeah.
you got them 1080p TVs, man, you need
Yeah,
to
they
give
should
it up.
An upgrade.
You guys got to
No,
upgrade.
no. Ponies are going to go straight for 8Ks right now. They're 30,000,
Oh my
3,800.
Nah,
They're
that's,
going for
that's way
8Ks.
more than that, bro. They ain't gonna,
They said 4K was too expensive, but now they're going straight to 8K. My dude, you didn't know? You didn't get the memo?
Yeah, sorry. So just real quick. So my channel, we do tech. I do pop culture stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, and like T Reaper, I dabble in a little bit of philosophy and politics and stuff like that. That's why I kind of changed my channel too. But anyway, if you guys want to check me out, that's where you can find me. And on social media, it's Sega Forever. So because we old school.
that's what's up, bro. I guess it's me, besides Hebot, save Hebot for last. I'm your boy, the Ghost with the Most. Thank you for stopping by and watching the show. Me and my brethrens, my brothers right here, T Reaper, thanks for showing up.
You're welcome.
Xbox All In, thanks for showing up.
Yeah, T. Good
Bye.
to have you, bro.
Thanks, bro. Anytime y'all want to join and rock out with us, mi casas, two casas. And like I tell you guys, man, we've been taking L's, but we've been taking them really dubs. Because now you see they bend the knee. They bend that knee. That's
They're
what
trying
that is.
so hard not to try to bend the knee, but it's
Yeah.
not going nowhere.
We've been taking
You know what
taking
the
L's
United
that turn into W's. That turn into W's.
Yeah.
I know. And that's the crazy thing about it. But at the end of the day, guys, you can find me on Twitter as True Xbox and on my gamer on tag Xbox on the Xbox X is Ghost Rider 730. If you want to chill, hang out with me, send me messages on my Xbox. My YouTube channel is Ghost Rider 730. God bless you, man, and Hebot, do your thing. Take us out.
Well, you know, fellas, it's been a goddamn pleasure, like always, to hang around with my brethren. This is the all new and rejuvenated Edred and all the members that are here, right? Obviously, the usual suspects like Chuck Master, E-Rock, and Sega All In, Xbox All In. I hope you guys enjoyed. Basically, you can find me on my YouTube, social media. I'm on Facebook as well, and in the Facebook group of the Microfilm Facebook group, which does pop culture with movies. And also, I'm part of the DX Mansion, the Infinite Rooms with my boy New Legal, my brother over there. And obviously, also, you guys can find me on Xbox Live under Hebot8. Now, I got a new trend going on Twitter that I get banned every time I destroy somebody and something they don't like.
I mean, that's partially my fault too, guys. I'm sorry. I mean,
But yet,
Hebot is my next general that basically takes the hit, but I basically is the one that basically chops everybody's head off.
But here's the thing. They could put up pics of me, my family being personal, calling me a faggot, a transvestite, all kinds of stuff, and I get banned because I'm protecting myself. That's the fucked up ways of Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. But it is what it is. Right. So you can find me on Twitter as well. But I got some new recipe for anybody coming my way to attack me. I got a nice new recipe for all you motherfuckers. So I got it. Don't worry. So if you want to follow me there, if you want to talk good gaming and and call out the BS, because that's what we do. We're not trying to be fanboys. We just like to call out the BS, which a lot of motherfuckers are too weak to do, apparently. So that's the difference. It's not console warring, it's calling out the bullshit. So you know where to find me. It's been a pleasure, and it's an absolutely fun episode. It's good to be back. We hope to see you guys in the next one.
Definitely.
Peace
God
out,
bless y'all, man. Hope y'all like the show. I know it went 2 hours and some change. It's been a while. I got my brother T Reaper in here. He jumped in.
Venting.
Like he said, I had a good time.
And Tuck, he left because he had to go to bed.
Yeah,
too.
Hunter dipped. He said, yo, I'm taking another shot.
Hunter doesn't
Tuck
stay up past
Master's
1
wife said, nigga, you better take your ass off that shit.
Mm-hmm.
He done ran, Tuck Master. But anyway, God bless y'all. And
God bless everyone. Yeah.
peace out, y'all.
Yeah, we out.
Peace.